do I need to do more of that?
Wesley. I'll retweet Wesley.
Retweet for Wesley.
Hello and welcome. Oh wow, I just realized that is super in frame.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
Nope, still there.
Great start.
No, it's fine.
Hello and welcome and oh shit, no, what have we done?
Look away! Look away!
Welcome
that
everyone.
better?
Hello.
Way better.
Are we live?
Yes, we are
I
live.
assume
All right.
hello and welcome.
Is May there? Hi, May.
I assume she's here.
She's always there.
May's the best.
I'm gonna
I
get
also
into
forgot to
character
start
with
this
this
other-
costume and whiskey.
Costume.
That's we're not ready at all.
Heck yeah.
Nope. We were not ready at all.
Alright,
This
yep.
was all a mistake.
Okay.
So we have
We're
nothing
streaming
else?
right now, though,
Oh.
so do keep that in mind.
We're
Good.
on.
We're on a great start.
Yep.
Nice and
Even-
smooth.
And
Continue to stream even if XSplit shuts down. That's crazy.
Okay, Leander,
Xbox
have a
still
taste of
running. Oh,
this
Xbox running?
Maryland-style rye whiskey from Leopold Brothers, which is a local distillery. You said you like whiskey, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not
You
bourbon, it's rye. No, Leander said he liked
God,
whiskey.
this is how we look.
I don't want to like.
Wow.
There you go.
Thanks.
This might have been a gift from Wesley.
It was.
Oh, Wesley.
Just about a year ago.
What?
Thank for about
Giving
a
me
year.
so many gifts I use during streaming, like my fancy dice and my fancy
That we didn't
whiskey.
bring.
that I'm-
Because we're
Ooh, that's
dumb.
super yummy.
Isn't it good?
Wow.
Everything they make is good. They make a Navy strength gin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
mostly whiskey. Some liqueurs.
I
Don't wanna
I
watch a
am
commercial
become
for Red
Echo.
Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, you did great. In just
This
moments.
is just a candle snuffer, right?
What's
It's
that?
not a bell? Okay.
No, I'm just complaining that I didn't want to watch an ad in order to watch my own stream.
Well, maybe you
But
should
we-
subscribe.
But we
Ooh, I should go. On.
You're gonna get toasty.
If you have,
Yep.
as a reminder to anyone
Worth
who is
it.
here watching the stream, if you have Prime, you can sub to any channel of your choice free for 1 month.
Like ours.
Again?
You're definitely gonna want to like project, Bob. I can just
I need
tell
to project
by.
better.
Yeah.
I can just
Yeah,
tell like
yes,
hearing you
okay.
without even
I
any
hate this,
headphones
I
that
know,
that's not
right?
gonna work.
Really? I don't feel like Wesley projects that much. He does fine.
No,
Oops.
I'm not Wesley.
I also super cranked
Well,
Wes's mic
duh.
when he was DM.
Yeah.
I'm not Wesley.
What?
I know,
All
it's
this
kind of weird,
time.
right? It's kind of
All
weird.
this
But you
time.
can.
You
can
mean
totally
there's 6
use
of
your
us?
Amazon Prime, if you
talking
wish,
about?
to sub to us, or any channel of your choosing, and that would make it so you don't get ads when you show up. Is all I'm saying. Or you can just subscribe. You know,
It is a
$5.
good way to not get ads.
Ooh, I should do that then.
Oh my god, Allison, you are completely invisible on the stream. So is Leander, though. The only
I
thing you
know.
can see is
You
the piece of
guys-
face above your beard.
You guys totally
Because even the beard like blends in.
So like his cheek?
He's
His
like a
nose?
floating, sexy eye.
He's got
Yeah,
that
that seems
Illuminati shit going on.
Checks out.
I definitely somewhat resemble my character here.
Nice.
My character
You do.
drawing.
Well played. Good job.
Yeah.
I mean,
No glasses.
Let me see it.
oh.
Now,
Is it better?
yes.
Better?
100%.
Yeah, I need to like more bags under the eyes.
All right.
Okay, fair. You don't have as much bags.
More. I need more.
Yeah.
All right.
You don't really need more bags under
Nobody's
your eyes.
watching.
As someone who has them,
I didn't figure there
don't
would
don't
be
recommend them. Don't recommend them.
It's pretty
Oh,
pretty
hold on,
usual.
this-
My little raccoon eye face.
And-
All right, so we're gonna be playing
Just like
Blades
Bob.
in
Just
the
like
Dark.
no, we're-
Oh, we're not
yeah,
even
because
started.
Not even ready.
Good
Not
fucking go.
Mm-mm.
All right.
Nope.
Well,
I was letting you guys
stuff.
get all your little
Stuff.
random chats out before I actually started.
Well, we were only doing
Yeah.
that because we hadn't started yet.
Well,
Adrian,
keep doing it.
Adrian will do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 thing when it's time.
Okay.
Willie.
Until
Pardon,
then.
I will.
Willie.
Pardon us. Pardon us.
Well, I
Now
will.
that I've
Watching.
said it, yes.
What is happening here?
Damn.
Nobody knows.
That's accurate.
No.
That is so accurate. All right,
Yeah.
here we go.
Allison and Leander, totally dark.
Yeah, because the blades are in the dark.
I know.
We're on theme.
Oh, nice.
Yep, I already made that joke. Yep.
What, Joe?
Well,
I said Blades in the Dark, or mostly Allison and Leander in the Dark, to be honest.
Who's that? Oh, that's Adrian.
All right. So 3, 2, 1. What? Nope.
Okay.
That was a
I was
lie.
told there would be
Blade,
5, 4, 3,
blade.
2, 1.
Yeah, and
think
you're not-
technically
you're not supposed
you don't
to
say
say
2 or
1.
1. You can say
Yeah.
the 3, but you can't say the 2 or 1.
3 is optional.
Yeah.
I
And 5
say
is right out.
literally what I want.
Technically, the 2 and 1 are also optional, but most studios will not.
3,
They'll do the
4,
2,
5,
1
6, 7,
fingers.
See, it just comes in handy every
Yeah, well, we're not a professional studio in any respect, so
Yeah, we're amateurs. I like it.
Very much.
I appreciate that.
yeah.
I appreciate
3,
that.
2, 1.
Adrian's dressed up for this. Adrian always looks like this.
I was trying to get the silence for the editing and shot in the foot.
There is no editing.
I do
Your
some
mom's
editing.
editing.
Doo-doo.
Doo-doo.
We need a doo-doo emote.
Anyway.
All right, I am going to just scrap that first part of the recording. We're going to try this again.
Can you see my arms when they're just
Yes.
here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, but not if they're like here, obviously.
You can see the forearms a little bit, maybe. All right,
She has
let's try this again.
forearms.
3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Mile High Dungeon Delvers. I'm your host, Adrian.
This is Clue.
This is Allison.
I'm Wes.
This is Leander.
And I'm tonight's DM. I am Bob.
And tonight we are doing Blades in the Dark for one of our one-shots here in between our main campaigns. This was sent to us courtesy of a Mile High Game Guys listener and fan, Taylor. So thank you, Taylor, for sending that along. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Taylor.
Shout out to Taylor.
I like it.
I don't think
Thanks,
she's going to
Taylor.
get a tune into the stream, unfortunately. She's like super crunching on engineering exams right now.
Oh, good luck, Taylor, if you're
Good
listening
luck,
to this
Taylor.
later.
You
Survive.
got this, Taylor.
So, all right, Bob, why don't you tell us a little bit here about Blades in the Dark?
Right. So Blades in the Dark is a tabletop game that tells a story. It is played with just D6s, so it's pretty simple. 6-sided dice. You can find these anywhere. And the idea of this world is it is a... think of London or Prague or something like that, set in like the 1800s, 1900s. It is very much a fantasy world. It is very dark. In fact, there is no sunlight during the day. At best, it gets to a dusky, twilighty kind of look during the daylight hours. The world had suffered a catastrophe at some point in the distant past, and everything has gone haywire for this. The moon in the night sky appears gigantic, and sometimes seems to even appear like it has dimmer sisters following along with it. There is also, if you look at the waters that are cool and dark, they do look like constellations are even down in the ocean waters below. So it's a very weird world, right? And people who live in this world, if they die, they turn into a ghost, and ghosts end up being pretty nasty for the area once they're up and running. So, given that setting and that space, we're here in Duskval, or Duskwall as it's sometimes called, and we have a crew that is known as the Void Runners. I'll let Sandra start. Just give yourselves a bit of an explanation of who you are, how you got in the group, maybe some things that are known about you that everyone shares with each other.
All right. Do you want to
I
start?
think you meant Sasha.
Oh.
Yeah, start with Sasha.
I was like, who is?
Or
who
Leander.
is
I'm sorry. Sasha. Leander.
Very well. My name is Sasha Volomar. I am the head librarian of White Crown, and I am in this crew because I need to acquire certain items that I cannot get by myself. And so having a crew of people who are willing to do underhanded things suits me very well. And White Crown is one of the richer areas of the town. They have protection from a lot of things. So it's not very common that I would be hanging out with such a gang, but if I don't do it, I'll be fired from my job. So that's it for me.
Hello, I'm Adrian. Like I said earlier, I am playing Ramira Kesserin, who is a warrior from the distant steppes of Severos, where my people are horsemen who hunt ghosts to sustain our tribes. And
With all that ghost
unfortunately,
meat.
we sell the ghost energy to city folk. I was, however, forced to leave my tribe and my lands and come here to the dark city due to unfortunate circumstances and enemies that I made who are far more powerful than I. Arriving in the city, I immediately set about looking for friends, because it is always better to have friends if you're looking, to sleep easy at night with someone to watch your back.
All right.
Watch.
Wash.
Wash your back.
Also, yes.
Also, yes. I play Echo. Echo is mysterious in the more. Thank you. In the more mundane ways. Echo works at the docks.
Echo.
Is a day laborer. I'm gonna end every sentence with the word again.
Again?
Again.
Echo is finding this very tedious.
I'm glad to see we all are very serious people.
I am dressed as Echo, by the way. Echo wears heavy clothing and hats all the time, such that no one, even in this crew, is sure of my gender, age, or ethnicity, or any identifying characteristics at all. But that's Echo's strength. Echo disappears into plain sight, is in every person, and their work on the dock is like a good in for smuggling. Echo's mostly just bored. Work on the dock, live in the city, shit sucks. I'm very seduced by the weirdness of the world, and working with the crew gives me a way to explore that, especially with my connection and the use of psychedelic substances.
I will be playing the character Aura. She dresses kind of like this. I don't know if you could even see me. I'm told you cannot. She wears a veil and a hood. And my character's a leech, which is kind of an alchemical type archetype. And I am a drug dealer and an addict myself.
Rough.
Yeah.
It's not so bad.
I'm sure she enjoys it. I'm playing Talithia Karstas, who is an older, kind of weathered woman with a tattered uniform. She used to be in the armed forces, but had to leave for reasons. She has a big fat scar straight across one side of her face and an eye patch, and doesn't like to talk about what happened.
All right, so you guys all make up the crew. The Void Runners is the name you guys gave yourselves.
And we're a
That is
crew
correct.
of smugglers.
Yep, specifically smuggling arcane and weird substances.
Perfect.
Yes, that is all we do.
That's it. Well, one of your connections has learned that out in the Ghostlands, out beyond the electric gates that surround this city,
I know them well.
there was a train derailment. Now, there are trains in this world. They do connect various cities. They do supply personnel and goods between cities. And they... you guys figured that there's a lot of good smuggling opportunities to be found out there, I imagine. So, you guys have previously planned how to get out there, I assume, and/or we can do that now. A quick planning. It is pretty far out into the Deadlands, probably accessible by using the rail lines. And how do you do that without getting, witnessed and/or seen who you are? I like this widget, by the way.
Sorry about it.
It's pretty funny.
What do we know about the train derailment? Was it like passenger train? Was it like...
I think it was
It's a mix of everything. It's both
Okay.
passenger cars as well as cargo cars, as well as, whatever. goods need to move around, people need to move around,
Yeah.
and it's not like there's a bajillion trains, so they just link up whatever they can
Got it.
and
Do
run
we
through the
have
lanes.
an idea of what we're interested in on this train, or are we just expecting to find something? It's got to be a great score.
Yeah, there's bound to be good items that are otherwise going to get lost
There
to
wasn't an
the...
artifact of some kind that we had heard of, and like, oh, we must go find it.
Not specifically. Although you might find something out there that will offer you coin on the trade back in, right?
We see this as an opportunity, we recognize it for what it is, and are prepared for the dangers of extracting whatever it may be.
Captain Darling, there will certainly be something out there for us. You will make your money.
Good. You know I hate that name.
Yes, I understand. Darling or Captain? Yes. Ever the cheery one you are, Captain. Okay, crew. Well, we always need to get there before anyone else does. So, we're going to have to take a train or something of sorts to get there. I can cover the costs, I suppose, for us to get on the train.
Oh, did you hear that, Aura? She can cover the costs.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
There might not be costs, though, on the train getting out there.
Yeah, they don't need to know that.
I mean, it may be that you need to, because like the force that's heading out there is going to be a mix of, constables, magistrates, and also workers who are there to potentially find goods and move things. And trust me, everyone going out there isn't on the take, right? There's money to be made from an incident like this, in as much as there's a tragedy.
It's
And-
tragic.
So there's already rescue operations underway.
Yes, we should hurry.
Yeah, but, we assume from the reports that are coming in, nobody seems to have survived.
Oh, perfect.
Or
sad.
if there are survivors, I imagine the first wave of people who got out there are doing a fair job making sure their lives are over. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like, there's more desire in the goods that can be found off dead bodies than there is on bringing people home. This is the world you guys live in, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys are planning to head out there. Are you just going to buy your way in?
That's my plan.
That's your plan. Anyone else have an idea of how to get out there into the...
I'm sure there's official salvage operations going out, and we could pretend to be one of those.
Laborers.
Yes, you might have to pretend to be a laborer, Sasha. What do you think?
I could be an actress for the day.
I think maybe you could. Maybe.
I don't believe she could.
It was a soft
I
maybe.
also have my suspicions as to her acting abilities.
I have a hammer. That's what you laborers use, yes.
Well, I think she's ready for the job. Conceivably, we could really only take a train car out there, right? I mean, we're not talking.
Yes.
There's no canalways. It's not by the coast. There isn't a well-traveled road. We're not going to make it fast enough on foot.
It would also be the safest way, at least to arrive, to ensure that we don't meet an untimely demise before the job even starts.
I think I could have gotten us there on foot if that had been the way to go, but I agree with
Yes, we
speed
can
being
all
of the essence.
travel in the Ghostlands on foot.
Yes, we get it.
That is an
Well,
option.
We can...
Some
You
of
might
us
you might
have
be
had
behind
troubles.
people who are already
But-
going out there.
The rest of us are more than capable.
You could carry me.
Unfortunately, time is of the essence.
Indeed.
Perhaps on the way back we can take this dirt trail that you know.
On the way back, laden with goods, plunder, and
Oh, now it's too difficult. Okay, very well.
It may be the only
well, since I
option.
know Hugh wouldn't break a sweat to carry anything, it would all fall to us.
You know me so well.
So,
Very well.
Now you guys do have a boat. This town is kind of like Venice, right? It's got waterways and canals in as much as it has roadways. Do you guys want to set up your boat for out haul?
Yeah, we
Or-
should. Well, we're kind of on the north side of the town, or rather, sorry, north is
East
not
side is probably a better way to say it.
We're on the east side of the town, up
Northeast side.
kind of
yeah.
between
And
Brightstone
the-
and the Lost District.
And the
right?
rail line that heads out of town is southeast.
Does the
This
river
is
go?
for you guys watching.
Is the river anywhere nearby?
No, sadly no. The river leads towards a mountain range to the south.
I'm not going
That's
there.
where its starting point is.
And then to the side.
This accident happened out east. So if you were to take that river, you'd end up nowhere nearby.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's leave the boat concealed on the nearest bank and
On night market.
On the far
across.
west.
Yeah, across. Probably.
That makes
and,
sense. So we can get to our hideout.
Pay for transportation.
We could also consider taking the boat down by the dock or the rail line and traveling on foot just outside of the walls.
Again with the foot.
And then capturing a cart from one of the legitimate salvage operations.
I don't mind traveling
Sure,
by
the
foot.
legitimate operations will be on train cars, as that is the quickest.
Indeed, and we could capture one of those train cars, or otherwise board it beyond the borders of the city.
Always trying to capture things. Seems too
Trying
risky.
to avoid people seeing us leave the city on a rail car, or using valuable contacts to get us on one.
I agree. Best not to know that we're leaving town.
So going to hijack a rail car.
Or sneak aboard one.
That's
We do
wrong.
have plenty of experience with sneaking things aboard moving vehicles.
We should sneak aboard.
Echo, do you think you could? You know how to costume up as a worker. You've done it plenty.
Literally every day of her life.
Do you have
Making assumptions, are we, Cap?
do you have accoutrements that could help people disguise as workers? Do you have accoutrements that could you guys all sneak in as though just part of the cleanup crew? I mean, think things this way.
Work
Unlikely
jackets,
with the amount
trousers?
of gear we would want to pull off an operation
think-
in the Deadlands.
A worker's jacket has plenty
Maybe
of
there's
pockets.
There's enough rigging for everyone.
Sasha would have to get into
Rigging
pants. How do you feel about that, Sasha?
is-
Sasha.
You'll
Pep.
obviously need
know.
a supervisor.
Yes, supervisors still. This is hard to.
And then do think too that just because you're heading out there doesn't mean someone else isn't going to ask a piece of the pie from what you guys bring in. You guys are not like a large
Right.
gang.
All the more reason to keep what we do secret.
So, maybe we need a cover. We're a bunch of workers. Y'all work with me at the docks. Maybe some you tend a bar, and we're headed out to score. But we're not really a crew, right? Or that's what other people are gonna think. So then, if we get caught, we're gonna be like, "Oh, we're just these workers. This is all we got." But really, we got more. Catch me?
Legitimate, I believe.
Yeah, illegitimate. It's the best kind of legitimate.
Indeed.
So we sneak
Ill.
aboard a rail car. We pretend we're just a bunch of, I don't know, guys and or gals that
you think-
cracked this plan over beer,
Do you
right?
think we could perhaps bribe someone at the rail station to borrow a car?
Well, it would be a backup plan. We could always do that.
Just a thought.
I think it's a great idea. Use money.
So my question for you guys now is, what point in this story do you guys want to end up? Do you want to end up where you got out there, or do you want to end up
Trying to get on with it.
trying to get out there?
I think when we get out there, like
Yeah.
the way I understood it.
Yeah,
So-
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, let's get
So
out
kinda
there.
we
skip the
managed
sequence.
to
So you guys
sneak onto a rail
you
car.
guys snuck onto a rail car with the gear you need,
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
posing as part of the salvage operations. You rode in on a rail car with a bunch of other salvage operators
Yeah.
and personnel. Some of them definitely look like they're authority.
We're posing as
That's
a
fine.
group of amateurs posing as salvage operations.
The classic double bluff.
That's right.
All right.
Yes.
And so when you guys arrive out there, you can see as the car's coming up, it's pretty obvious. The train that would have come into the city has completely leaped off of its track, and it is mangled and crashed in on itself. Part of it is still hanging on the rail above. It's also lightly raining out. It's kind of a misty type of rain. It's not like a downpour, it's more soft rain, if you can think of it that way. Do any of you have the ability to attune? You can do this as a group effort
I do.
if you wish.
I do.
So anyone who
Oh,
can,
yes.
anyone who has the ability to attune, if you want, you can all roll a die, and then we just take the highest roll.
And this is to.
This would be to see if there's any,
Ghostly
ghosts you have to worry about.
Okay.
Wesley, can I have a D7?
Take as many as you want. Here.
So let me,
Thanks.
while you guys are figuring this out, and
Green.
we have to explain things. The Deadlands are, no civilization exists in the Deadlands. It is a place that is full of demons and spirits, and it's not a place where the living exist. And this is in fact why Duskfall can exist, is that it has built a barrier around the city to protect. You guys saw that barrier as you left.
Right.
It's a crazy electric fence, basically.
Talithia spent a lot of time in the Ghost Lands in the army. That was part of her post, was to patrol in the
Right.
Ghost Lands.
So you had a reason. You're familiar with it. Adrian playing Ramira.
Ramiro.
Yeah.
Nice.
Has a lot of affinity with the Ghost Lands. Aura, you have.
No, I was going to ask a question.
Go for it.
Should we have decided our load before we went?
Yes.
Yes and no.
Sort of and not.
Well, you
Okay.
choose what level of load you have, and that determines how many things you can use on the mission.
Right. You choose. So you choose how. Like, are you carrying a medium load out there? Are you carrying a heavy load out there? Are you carrying a light load out there? Right. You can choose that,
I'll choose normal.
and that's going to cap how many quote items you can call for. But a fun aspect of this game is that because you've planned everything for the night, as long as you still have space to call for something, you can say, "I brought this along." And now
Right,
it's
I've
part
already
of your
planned for
possession.
Is there a
Got it.
benefit for being light? Because that's what I'm going to do. Like, what's the benefit of being light? Why would I not just say I'm heavy?
Well, it depends on the mission, right? Like, say you're sneaking into a governor's ball later. Like, that's something where, like, you're probably going to need to take a light kit because you're going to be in, like, formal clothes.
Right,
dark
and you're going to look like you're part of the masquerade or
right,
the event
so
that's
that's
happening.
Heavy
right?
would
Whereas
decrease
in-
your speed and make it difficult.
One of us
So
could probably take
I
a
want
heavy
you to be
load.
aware that when you are heavy loaded, you will be conspicuous, you will be obvious, you will be moving slowly. You will have all of these penalties for moving goods around. So it's better to go in lighter or medium.
Do I get a bonus for being light?
Lighter means you're going to be quicker, less noticed. Nobody's going to think you're up to anything,
Oh, yeah,
right?
that's me.
So you can choose how you wish to load out. You can always gain more of a load leaving because you obviously got to haul shit out.
That's fine.
So do think of that. But then if you put that limitation on you, you are not carrying that much gear back out with you. Or in is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So you can't call for a lot of things
Right.
when you're doing
Yeah, you'll
full-
basically only be able to call 3 things with less load.
That's all I need. I have a perfect
So-
strategy.
Can we assist each other with the attune check?
Yeah, we're all
in a
rolling.
group check, it's everyone rolls 1 die,
And we take the highest.
and then we just take the highest.
Even those of us who have no attune?
No, you have to have a tune.
You
You have to have it,
Yeah,
so
I'm
you're
not
not adding a die.
The
to this
number of
roll,
ranks is the
basically.
number of dice you would roll, right?
Correct.
Right,
like
so if
I-
you have 2 attune, you can roll 2 dice
I
into
only have
this. Absolutely.
Did you roll a 2 already?
Yeah, I already rolled a 2. It was terrible.
What are you looking?
We got a 5, that's pretty good.
We're-
At
Yeah, I
least,
got
I mean,
a
it's a
five.
fit. So just so you guys know,
They're in
the
the
6
game.
values kind of go like this. If you get a 6, you succeeded. There's no problem. If you get a 5 or a 4, it is equivalent to you succeeded, but there's a complication. And if you get a 1, 2, or 3 as your highest, it is completely a failure. And 1s are obviously like really shitty failures, right?
I got a 5.
A 5, a 5, a 4,
And a 2.
a 2. Okay,
And then I
so
don't need to roll.
so basically,
For this
I'm
one.
gonna roll this way: that you guys got out there just fine. you see ghosts, because this is kind of a dumb check to do it on, but the ghosts are,
Circling.
how do I say this? You see wispy ghosts, and they're all flowing north. And there seems to be quite a
Back towards
lot of
town?
them. No, town is to the west.
Oh, okay.
So they're all flowing
Northward.
northward.
Okay.
And does anyone? I don't want to do this per se, but does anyone have like a study or a survey or some sort of ability to see what they're looking at?
I've got
Study.
survey.
I have survey.
I have survey.
Should we?
I'm fine with you guys doing a group roll, or if one of you specifically wants to do this, you can.
Who has the highest on survey?
I only have one.
I have 2.
I just have one. Do you
Just
know?
one.
Two
If I have
and-
2,
two
I
and
roll
assist?
2
I have both
Yeah.
study and survey.
Oh,
So
that's
2
fine.
plus assisting, so is that extra die?
Or we just
Assists
have-
are weird.
Assist
They
is slightly
cost you
different.
stress to assist
Oh.
someone, but you can. So, as example, if Captain wants to assist Echo, that is the captain offering an extra die, but the captain has to take a stress.
Right. And stress is basically hit points.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
In a way, that's a way to look at it.
Sure.
I'll just do the
Do it
survey
without
since
it.
I have 2.
Okay.
So Echo looks around, rolls a 4 on survey.
It's not bad.
You don't know enough about this, but some of the ghosts look really antiquated. Right? They look like at least the ones that are passing north. They don't look like they would have belonged on this train. They look equivalent to what you would think like a Roman soldier or an Egyptian would look like. You know, like it's someone from past history, and you think that's kind of weird that you see a ghost that doesn't quite look like a today person. Yes,
Okay.
Laura.
So can we interact with the ghosts? Like they're people?
They are these. You see
all
these.
enemies?
You see these as the train's pulling up. It's like an elevated train that you guys are pulling up to a station that you can climb down at, right?
Okay.
Which has been set up, rigged up by the people who first got there, right? So it's not really that fancy. You're coming in on a train, and the train that wrecked has dropped down. You see a wave of ghosts moving northwards.
But like in general, can we interact with ghosts? Or
You-
are they
yeah, that's
enemies?
part of attunement. Yeah.
They're not necessarily.
So
Okay, thank you.
I'll tell everyone that. Some raggedy ass ghosts out there. I mean, not recent deaths, if you catch my drift. Maybe a couple 100 years old.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Historical is what I'm saying.
Historical, you say?
Historical is what I'm saying.
You say.
Go down and investigate, yes?
Yeah.
Are they nearby? Are they causing us any trouble? Or should we just continue along?
I think we should disembark, as we say in the dock business. We don't say that. I mean, we do say that, but everyone says that. God, you people. Aura, you got some snuff. I'm dying
I
here.
don't
Yes,
know
what
what
would
you
you like?
people say. Let's go.
Just some.
So you all have to make this descent down, and it is kind of a it's risk. I would say it's risky. It's wet. It's raining, and you guys have to get down from an elevated platform using ramshackle ropes and rigging and whatever to get down.
Right.
So I would request I would request an action roll from each of you who has to do this. You have to choose what action you will take. I'm not supposed to convince you, but this is probably a prowl action. Might not be. It might be that
I'm taking it as
you
a
can use
finesse
finesse. Exactly. There's a variety of ways you can try to get an action roll to do this. You do not necessarily have to be trained in one. It's just you can only roll a die and you can never get a 6 on it. Does that make sense?
So
you're
even
not
if you roll a
trained, you
6,
can't
it's
get a
treated
6.
as a 5.
Yes, at highest you can get as a 5.
Are there other people on the train with us?
Yeah. Oh yeah, there was a good, let's say 25 other personnel besides you guys who are out here trying to get at least that came in on the
Right.
car that you guys came in on.
We step off the platform, and at least like 2 people are already like pulling themselves out of the mud because they slipped.
Yeah.
Is there, okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'll just figure it out. They'll just have to be there.
I'll do it as a prowl.
Is this an action that we could take stress to get more dice for? Or is that not?
You are with a action roll. You get 1 die for the action you are using. You can get an extra 1 for getting assistance from someone else, but they take a stress. Or you can get an extra die by pushing yourself, and you get what's considered a devil's bargain, where I have to come up with a fitting, like, well, you got this greatness now, but at this detriment later.
Got it.
Okay.
It's 2 stress or a devil's bargain. That's what it says on the sheet.
Oh, you could take
You
2
could
stress
take
instead? That sucks. I think devil's bargains are more fun.
Okay. Always
yes.
a devil's bargain.
Okay,
No,
got
you
it.
can you can take the 2 stress if you want.
What are you rolling
It'll
2
speed
dice?
this up.
No, you're not.
I
That
know,
is
'cause
my
I have 2 in
that is the
prowl.
only downside with this being
Nice.
live is there's going to be a lot of made up stuff along the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, we all clamber down and flop into the mud.
Not me. I got a 6.
Oh, nice.
Y'all
6?
amateurs.
All right,
not
you
working
make
with
it
your
you make
body.
it down just fine. Did anyone get a 5 or a 4? You got a 5 or a 4?
Yes.
You do make it down, but not without getting mud on your
Oh
character,
my god.
which I know is a distressor to you.
Yes. Can I take a stress now?
Sasha, you're fine. You're fine.
Did anyone
This
get
is
less
not
than
a
that?
disaster, girl.
yeah.
You are fine.
Everybody else.
What did you guys get as numbers?
I had a 2.
2s
And a 1.
and a 1. Okay, 2s, you guys landed in a way that gives you an injury. Nothing too huge, so you can always resist against injuries. 1, you definitely would have broken a bone on this landing. Probably one of your leg bones, is my guess. So here's what I want you guys to do for your, on your character sheets, you have a spot to write in harms.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys both got a level 2 harm, and Aura got a level 3 harm.
What?
You
That's
need
gonna
help.
that's gonna knock me out.
That's a ridiculous.
No, trust me, this is how this game works. You get to resist against it,
Which gives us.
and you can potentially be wearing armor that helps resist against it. Okay? So, if you write down that you guys both got like a sprained leg or a twist in your back, whatever. It's you just write down whatever you want. It's a level 2 injury that you guys got. And the level 3 injury is definitely a break. Now, the armor you're wearing can nullify some damage you take. You also have, as you can see on your sheet, you have points in either insight, prowess, or resolve. This is a prowess style landing. Okay? So as prowess, however marks you have, however many tabs you have in the 1 spot for prowess, you roll against a punishment of 6. Okay? So the punishment you're receiving is 6 points of damage, quote unquote. Think of it that way. It's nasty, right? You roll your dice against it. Whatever value you roll
You
is
subtract from 6.
subtracted from the 6. Your armor can add to that if you choose to add armor.
Nice. So you
Well,
resisted.
And do we take
It's
a
your top
stress?
die.
6 then.
6, so you nullified all damage.
And does this cost us a stress in exchange?
This
Or does
no,
just straight
this
up-
is
oh,
just
there-
your
okay.
your
So you're
ability
rolling
to
4?
not
Is that-
get dealt
Nice.
damage.
I also got the
Nice.
6.
You got
No,
a
it's only
6,
the ones
so
in the one
completely obliterated.
Oh.
You have a level 3 trauma from your 1, so you have to roll however much prowess you have.
Oh, no, you have to.
So in a way, you can make your characters pretty defensive by getting just 1 point in everything, but
I got a 5.
you got a 5. So you got 1, basically you reduce that down to just like you landed wrong on your foot. So what I'm going to say is instead of a level 3 trauma, you have a level 1 trauma. And it is a twisted ankle or something, right? You can write down whatever you want there, but you have one
Stub
there.
toe.
So you just had a
On
rough
your
landing
shoes.
and it's kind of jolted you a little, right? This kind of injury needs reduction time and downtime to kind of heal from, right? Now you'll notice you have 2 spots for 1, 2 spots for 2, and 1 spot for 3. You can only ever have 2 1-spot traumas, or it becomes you are less effective.
Useless.
If you have more than 2 level 2 traumas, you are at a -1d on all rolls. You're that debilitated. And if you have a second level 3 trauma, you literally are going to need someone to drag your ass around Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily want to sustain these, but these will be healed up with your downtime and your...
Okay.
It's just... Sorry, Aura, you landed poorly at the start. My bad. It's a rough thing. Remember to play that into your character. She's got a bit of a shuffle now. She kind of doesn't favor a leg or whatever, you know.
By the way, I use the command to get down. I just told someone to carry me down. I'm not going to do it myself.
Oh, so you want to actually use command as an action? Okay, and you had gotten a 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so the penalty for that is someone has absolutely seen your face. They know you.
They're like, I'm not gonna.
Someone could mark you as having been out there.
Gotcha. That's fine. I'll kill him later. That sounds great. Kill person.
Later.
Give him a name at least. I think
So
he
you
said his
have a
name was
name on your
Hank.
name.
Laborers
Yeah.
have names, Sasha.
He introduces himself as Errol.
Errol.
He bothers to
What a-
introduce himself.
Thank you, Errol, for
Well, he
your
hasn't met
assistance.
Sasha yet, so.
I look
doesn't know
forward
better.
to seeing you before this is over to repay you for your kindness.
Nice knowing you, Errol.
So you guys have made your descent. This is a muddy, rainy, crappy kind of day. That flowing of ghosts that you saw is kind of still flowing. And something you see in the distance is a young woman who just seems freaked out. She seems out of place, out of order, out of sorts. She is just like shocked. Walking around, stumbling. You can tell she's sustained injuries. This is what you see.
Does she look rich?
Is she a ghost?
She looks wealthy enough to have afforded a ticket on a train, yes.
Oh, that doesn't
Can
so much.
I survey
I think that's like super expensive in this world.
Oh,
try to discern
Yeah, very few
what
people
happened
can
to
travel by
her?
train in this world.
yeah. Very
Yeah, you can roll a survey roll. It would tell you what your, that's an action roll. It'll tell you kind of like how much you can see.
I got a 2.
A 2.
So nothing.
She just looks injured to you. She looks distraught and injured.
Does she look like she was a passenger or that she came with us?
She does. She's not wearing a work uniform. She absolutely seems like a passenger.
I mean, Echo, Ramira, you can talk to common folk, right?
Jesus
Yes, I can talk
Christ.
to common folk. That is not a common folk.
What would you describe her as?
I would describe her as a distraction. We should get going.
Yeah, she could have money. Pay for our services.
To do what? Stand around and watch her while we could be doing more important work?
We need to get in and get our...
You're right. We don't want more people to see our face and have to get off by Sasha
Right.
later.
Good point.
The
Very
less
well.
interactions we have with others, the better.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay, we head towards the train.
Yes, you had. You see the mangled train, parts of it on fire behind her. And
Is it cold in the Deadlands? Am I,
I mean,
dressed warmly?
it's not a. It's
Cold
not.
everywhere.
It's rainy.
kinda-
It's not warm.
A
I would
little
say
very
it's
London-y.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's London-y.
Yeah, it's probably
Late 40s.
Yeah, 40s,
It says it is
50s.
cold
Kind
all
of.
the time.
I'm trying to think what that would be in.
5.
Yeah, fives or tens, somewhere around there. Yeah.
In,
It's
in
cold.
the Celsius.
It's cold. And I imagine you guys are smugglers. You want to move goods around. You guys are welcome to use your abilities, your actions to try to call out what you're looking for. That you do see that there's a force of blue coats that are kind of standing around. They look.
Police?
Yeah, they're the police of this world.
Okay.
They look like they're, they're out for the take as well, right? But they're otherwise, quote, creating their perimeter.
What's our status with the blue coats as a faction?
Neutral?
The blue coats you're neutral with them. They don't really know you guys out of anyone. But you guys probably have either your own personal opinions of them. You also see that there are 3 spirit wardens who are absolutely busy. Unlike the blue coats who seem to be standing around, these guys are absolutely grabbing the ghosts that they're seeing flying overhead and destroying them. They're way too busy to even notice that you guys are here, right?
Cool.
They're fixated on their job. You also see running off ahead of you another gang running towards the disheveled train and hoping to grab whatever they can.
When you say another gang, like it's another
There's another group of like 5 or 6 personnel who, I mean, you can't necessarily identify who they are. They're probably just as dumb on luck as you guys are. And
Okay, well, let's get going.
Yeah.
Yeah, look as
Head towards the
ordinary
back.
as possible.
How many trains are there?
Yeah, how many train cars?
Train cars, thank you.
how many train cars? It's
why you would not know this.
it's more than enough. From the train, how it crashed and lurched in spot, there are 3 cars that are hanging, you know, like suspended from the track above, and there's like 20 some cars that are mangled and crashed into a pile. There's still a good like 6 cars still on the train behind. Yeah?
Up there?
Yeah.
Why aren't we on?
No,
Why did we come
we-
down here?
Because the rigging to get you down brought you down. There is
Yeah,
plenty of train to explore,
Okay.
and you can even climb up the train to get back up if you want to get to the stuff that's still on the rails above. The rails between each other are a good. It's like a human can't jump that, right? Like it's wide enough that it's. You know, no one built anything to get directly to those rails yet. You guys are here really early to the salvage operation. So.
Looking at the train that's derailed, is it like sometimes trains, you know, in our world have engines on both ends?
Oh, I see what you're saying, so they could just turn around. No, the station has the ability to rotate.
Well, even still, sometimes like they'll have like an
Yeah.
engine just attached to the back.
just to push it on the back.
push.
This isn't that big of a train. I mean, it's not like this isn't like a.
40 car.
Yeah.
30 cars.
No, this is like a.
This
is like a-
seems like a
I'm
big
sitting
train.
there thinking this is like a 20-car train at most. And most of them are down on the ground. Very few are still.
So there's nothing that looks like an engine still up on the tracks. Nothing that.
I
Looks
would
like
I would argue no.
Okay.
At best, it would be caboose style or something, right? The final car.
Very well. Well, then we should head as far as front as possible, the furthest away.
I agree. Get the furthest away from the others out of sight.
Yep, just act casual. Remember, you're a laborer, Sasha, so kind of.
Supervisor.
The front of the train would
You
have
need a
taken
hammer.
the brunt of the accident. It's less likely to be salvageable things, I would think.
True, but we can find the first
Whereas
possible
there's
one.
several untouched cars
Are they?
above.
Well, poor Aura almost
We're
broke her
already
toe
down here.
trying to get down here.
We can work our way through the train.
I think we should move as quickly towards the front, away from the riffraff as we can.
Riff-raff.
I agree.
Do I see Jaren, the blue coat,
Jaren?
who's my enemy?
Oh yeah. No, he's not amongst this crew.
Okay, great.
No, he's a dude who usually is stationed either in White Crown or Brightstone, so he wouldn't have been called out to this.
Unfortunate.
Cool.
All right, then we are going to head to the closest one that's salvageable, furthest away.
That doesn't.
The
really-
closest furthest one. All
You're
right.
such a good supervisor, Sasha.
Yes, of course. That's what
You
I
can tell
do.
she's never worked a day in her life.
So coming upon the first train car, that you get to, you see a dead body of an older man. He seems to be, again, well off, and it's, he's just laying there dead.
Poke him with my toe.
He doesn't move. He's dead.
I look around for his ghost.
Are you attuning, or are you...
I can attune. Yeah, looking for this dude's ghost, because I'm going to pick his pockets, and I don't want him to see me. But I got a 1.
You got a 1. Yeah, you don't seem to notice this particular character's ghost anywhere around, but he is untouched and dead.
I go through his pockets.
There you go.
This sucker's gone, you guys.
I'm gonna play this out that I assume you guys will be doing this to most any dead person you find, and it'll get you like
Maybe, yeah.
1 to 2 coin based off of getting all their personal effects. Wallets, watches, necklaces, rings, glasses, anything that you can find that is tradable on a quick and easy market. I'm going to just assume you guys are doing that, so feel free to announce it. And if we get to a certain number, I tell you what, I'll even make a clock of this. If we get to a certain number, I'll kick it up to a higher value of money.
Okay.
Yeah?
Sweet. So
I take his shiny ass watch out of his pocket.
what's an ass watch?
Yeah, these rich assholes got ass watches. What do you know about it? What you have an ass watch,
Nothing.
Sasha?
Not yet.
Well, keep working at it.
I'm sure you'll get one someday. All right, we should continue on to the next.
So in this train car you look in, this looks like it was a passenger train.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like while rummaging through it, everyone on here is dead. You find like a good 5 dead bodies on here.
Pick their pockets.
One of them is the woman you saw screaming out front.
Now she's inside.
Huh.
But she wasn't a ghost.
Well, we didn't
Is
think
this
she
body
was.
a ghost?
No, the body is a body.
But what's out there, we don't know if it was a ghost or not.
I asked if it was a ghost.
What was out there is, you guys would have an understanding, that's a very confused ghost. You would have put it together by seeing her body here now.
Gotcha.
That is a ghost that is still thinking it's alive. This is such a recent trauma.
Rough.
Gotcha.
It still is worried and believing it's a person needing help.
The poor darling.
I think you're going to find a lot of these ghosts.
She's not part of this cruel world anymore. I'm sure she'll be better off in the long run.
Yeah, she'll figure it out.
I suppose. Are there any more ghosts in here?
You can do an attune check to see if you notice any.
4.
You do get that, like, when attuning, you get that kind of, like, the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, that shiver down your spine. You do think that there's at least one, if not another 2 or 3 ghosts on this actual thing, but they will, if they appear, they will appear again, just like lost passengers.
Until dealt with.
Right.
Do we see any interesting larger cargo?
This doesn't seem to be a cargo
Even
car. You might find like an attaché or you might find personal effects in a how do I say it, like a suitcase or something, but
Not what we're here for.
Yeah.
Let's keep moving.
I will stay for a moment while they go ahead.
okay.
We shouldn't split up, Sasha.
I
Come
will be
along.
with you in a moment.
Did we find any drugs?
I'll
wait.
stand in the doorway between the two
These
cars
fucking born
to
rich
keep an
people.
eye on Sasha as you guys start to investigate the next car.
Very well.
All right, what do we got in the next car? We
Don't let
walk
a
through
ghost get
the.
her.
These
I
are like
suppose I
fairly
won't.
nice, like passenger rails. So the sections between the cars would have like a tunnel, like a canvas drape, or are they open?
It would be, yeah, it's like exposed. You have to actually walk to the
Okay.
next one. You have to step through. The passenger cars, like the one you found, are definitely, they have beds in them. They have little sleeper boxes. Basically, that one had like 3 in it. That's why you found like 5 dead people in it, quote unquote. And there are cars that are entertainment cars, restaurant cars, cafe-style cars, right? There are cars that are pure storage. They're just they're shipping goods. They do look a little different from the passenger cars. They don't have as many windows, so they are. If you take a moment to look for them, you'll find those specifically. But the newbie ghosts are newbie ghosts, right?
Yeah.
Is as they are. So you'll probably be seeing a lot of those for every dead person you find.
Alright, so I guess Cap and I walk into the next.
Yeah, we're keeping an eye out for storage, things that look locked.
Okay.
I'm looking for things that look like drugs. Business and pleasure, Cap. I mean, sorry, Talithia.
So you guys have moved on looking for either drugs, contraband, whatever, things that you're trying to look for that you
Right.
think could get you a coin. Let's cut back to Sasha, who stayed back. What are you trying to do?
I want to go through suitcases to look for books.
Okay. So you're gonna specifically
Nerd.
You're specifically gonna
Well,
go through
is there-
suitcases. So I would like you to roll an ability to do that. One of your abilities. You're welcome to recommend what you're using. So you can say as an action, I'm going to use this to look for books.
Yeah, so I'm going to.
I would think, just because we're all new to this, I would think hunt, study, survey. All of those would let you
Yeah.
potentially look for books.
I'm going to use study, and I'm going to be looking for specifically any dead passengers that have like reading glasses with expensive suitcases. That combination. Is that more of a survey?
It's either study or survey. It's up to you.
Okay, I'll use study because there's 2 points in that. So.
Okay.
All right. I study with
Oh,
sixes
nice.
and sixes.
So you rolled that's considered a critical. When you get 2 6s, you didn't just succeed, you, quote, got a gold mine, as it
Nice.
were. So you find an attache with, you open it up and it's got official type documents in it. It's got pen holders, right, business card, all that crap. But leafing through those documents, one of them catches your eye. It is a deed to one of the inns in Six Towers. You guys would know this place well. Not inn, pub, right? Like a little bar. And I would argue you think that's something worthwhile, right? Like that's easy to take with you, that's easy to move with you, and it's going to be potentially good, right? So I think you would take it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what you found on that train.
Oh, this is fantastic.
What is, Sasha?
Oh, nothing. Just some papers. This watch. Do you need an ass watch?
I do not need an ass watch.
Ass watch.
What papers did you
A
find?
a swatch.
Oh, a swatch.
You
okay.
seem
Yeah.
so excited. You spoke out loud, peering over that.
Sasha's just being weird.
Well, you know I love
Yeah, you're
my
not there.
to read, and
in
so
the
I
next
just
car.
there were just some.
Don't
There's this
detach.
little
You're right, they're
journal
detached.
here. It's pretty great. Can you read? Actually,
A sordid life.
Do not answer that.
very
Just
well.
kind of glare at
Do
you.
not dignify it with
Yeah.
a response.
Just kind of.
Move along then. Move along.
Yes, that are getting ahead. We have limited time. Let's go.
Agreed.
Tired of babysitting you.
So are you guys specifically trying to find like a cargo car?
Yeah. I'm looking
Yeah.
for a cargo car or something that's got crates in it, something that looks locked and secured and protected.
Okay, so do you want to do like an action roll for that, or do you just want to find it? Because again, I don't
Right.
really care how we do this story, but it's up to you.
Just while also Bob, so like while Wes
Yeah.
is deciding how he wants to do this, I'm just kind of the entire time I'm more like in sentry mode, like keeping.
Oh,
an
you're
eye
you're
on-
trying to keep an eye out on
things that would
everything.
be
All
coming
right.
up towards us.
Do you want to use an action roll to deal with that, or you just should I just know that about you?
Yeah,
If something comes
yeah,
up, you're
yeah.
first to see. Okay.
Yeah, or, if you need me to make a roll, I can.
You
at
hear,
different points.
You hear that woman yelling out like, "Can anybody help me? What happened?" You know,
Glance out
you
like a
hear
train
her.
window and kind of still see you're down
Yeah,
there.
you just see her like freaking out down below.
Dear God, do you have an aspirin?
I am the entire
I'm looking
wrong
for drugs,
person
wait.
person
You'll
to talk
you'll
to
do
about
survey.
my
Okay.
plans.
I can continue to roll 2s. I need different
As
dice.
of right now, you do not see any like well-locked cases. It's just you're not seeing one of those whatsoever. You do come across to anyone who sees you as you're looking like you're looking for something. That's not actually the worst thing. Everyone out here is looking for something, so it's all good.
I'm
But
gonna
you're
do
Definitely
survey.
like picking
find
up
yourself-
things that are mildly valuable and then like tossing them over my shoulder
Yeah.
disdainfully.
You find yourself rather conspicuous.
I'm looking for valuable substances. I'm looking for dream essence. I'm looking for quicksilver. Anything in bottles or boxes of bottles or powders. Anything weird. I'm looking for all that kind of stuff. I'm going to do a survey. And I'm going to attempt to look like a laborer and blend into my surroundings the whole time. Be the every person.
Okay, and that's how
We're the
that.
only ones
I would argue
here.
that's how you do your survey then.
I got a 6.
You got a 6?
Mhm.
Okay,
face
you
is
notice
crazy,
you notice that amongst the landscape, there's a very familiar plant growing. It seems to be everywhere.
Is it double root?
Yeah, do I know what it is? Or I just recognize it?
Yeah, you reckon? I don't care which one it is. You guys can
Cool.
figure one out and make one up. But you might tap Aura on the shoulder and let her know about that too. This plant is. I would argue you know that it's worth its weight in gold, especially if it's found out here with ghost energies on it. Hell yeah, like it's gonna be a worthwhile thing. But it is getting rained on and it's cold and it's damp and you'll probably have to dry it and sell it and all that kind of shit. But whatever, Aura's good for that, right?
I think
That's
it's
labor.
Black Lotus.
I'm pretty sure you
Sure.
guys all know about
Sure.
laboring.
Cool. Laboring. Hey, Or,
Yes.
look out the window. Do you know what that is?
Black Lotus?
That's so much fucking money worth of Black Lotus. We gotta get it on the way out.
Why not now?
Yeah, I don't want to split up. Plus, we gotta look like we're like a group, We all work together. But, like, we also all work together. Okay.
We gotta look like we work together, but not like we work together.
Right. You know what I'm saying.
Like we're a crew, but not a group.
Yeah. But if we get caught, we're not a crew,
I
we're
ain't
a
saying,
crew.
but you know what I'm saying. Okay.
So I assume you guys keep looking around for quality
Yeah.
Yeah.
apartments.
Absolutely.
Moving further and further through the train.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good to go to the next compartment.
All right, so
We'll run up to you guys and catch up with you.
one of the cars that is in the mangled mess doesn't seem to have bodies, but it does seem to have boxes. And one of those boxes is currently on the ground, having been kicked loose, and it slid out from the front open area of the train. It's kind of teetered there, and then you see that the compartment probably holds a lot of boxes. There's not windows on this compartment, whatever. I will totally let you guys probably open as many of these as you want, but I kind of made them as like a dice roll, and you get what's good, so it's up to you.
Sure.
It's good,
I'm
up
fine
to
with
you.
that.
Cool.
These are going to be, you can see by these that if you carry these, you will look like you are carrying these.
Oh yeah.
Right? Someone will want a piece of whatever you're carrying in one of these. So
That's fine. We're workers, right?
We can open it up and see what's in them. Maybe
Yeah.
it's something
Sure.
that
Start
what's
there.
in them we could.
Did we discuss
Yeah.
how we're managing to get these all back into town?
No.
Flashback.
Yes, of course. We talked about that.
Yeah, we totally planned that we were going to.
you guys had your boat to smuggle stuff back in.
Yeah.
Alright, so
You guys are pretty certain that whatever you take, there's going to be a percentage tithed, right? So it's up to you to decide what you give away so you can get away with a bigger haul.
So
Right.
the thought is that this train came out here as a salvage operation, and everybody's bringing salvage back.
Right.
And whoever's running the train is the person who gets it cut.
Right.
Okay.
Probably.
Right.
So we have a ride back, as it were.
We just gotta attempt to hide the most valuable stuff.
Right.
I
Yep.
try to pry open the box that's teetering outside with Tinker.
All right.
Cool.
I got
Nice.
a 6.
You got a 6. All right. You.
I'm kind of short, so I like to imagine it's a very big box, and then I climb like up on it.
Right.
Just like fall backwards.
You.
But anything I fall into
I would argue. I mean, it's a crate. It's
It's not a really big box. If I want to open one that's really big, if that's a different option.
I mean, I would argue this is something that is, 6 foot long, and whatever 2 to 3 foot in width. It's a crate.
So
right?
coffin.
yeah,
It's essentially coffin size, but it's a crate.
Child coughing.
We should have brought a coffin.
It's definitely not. It's
Is it
not
on the list of
stylized
things
as
we
a
can
coffin. It is a box. You have to pry it open, right? So you're going to use Rec to do that, and I know you're.
No, I use Tinker.
Oh, you use Tinker. Okay, I know you're quiet with Rec, is all I was going to say. I know that was a little bonus you took.
I can do that later to
All right.
destroy it. if
So
needed.
you cracked it open with a good Tinker score, and when you open it, it has what you recognize pretty clearly are explosives.
Nice.
In fact, looking at this entire hall, you think that this is like a 3-coin value.
Of explosives.
Like
Yeah.
the whole car.
Like if you took this whole case, you could probably get 3 coins for this whole case. But that's a case you have to drag you have to drag back to town with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
show you all what's in there if you weren't paying attention.
How heavy is it? Like, well, so first of all, is there any,
Probably it'd
like,
take
so
two
as a
people
crate,
to-
is it like got like
Yeah, it's
rope
got
handles?
Yeah.
So
It's designed for shipment.
Okay.
And it is a box that's still relatively intact. And it would probably take 2 people to haul out, but that's a pretty good haul if that's where you wanted to end your night, right?
Okay. Let's mark that box. So we know to
Open the
come-
next box.
Throw our little Void Runner's quick sigil on it.
In the next box, I got a 5.
Nice.
This a 5, like you get it open, but your whatever tool you just used, like snapped. You're gonna have to repair that later.
5's good.
I know a 5 is good, but with a penalty, and I feel like that's not a huge penalty. You just have to remember to.
Fix later.
Yeah, you just have to remember to fix whatever you use to pry it open with later, or get a new one.
Yep.
It's up to you.
Crowbar?
In this game, no matter what you do,
Unless
it's gonna
6.
break.
Yeah.
Even if you succeed, there's a penalty.
All right,
Unless you
let's see what we find in that one. Ooh. So this one has just bars of gold. This is a money transfer case.
Aura.
The gold is all stamped where it belongs, and there's a whole log of where it has to go and all that crap.
Where is it stamped?
But
Melt
it's
it down.
bars
Fucking
of
melt it
gold.
down.
What stamp does it have on?
Now a bar of gold is pretty heavy, right? It is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty heavy thing to carry around with you. Maybe this is a case that you just grab what you can from, as opposed to bring the whole case back. But you would argue that this case alone is worth like 5 coins.
Right.
Do we
value.
recognize the sigil that's stamped on it?
You can do a study. I hate to call these out, but you
Yeah.
can say as an action, I'm going to study and see if I can recognize that. I know we're all new to this, so
I'm going to do a study to determine why there is exploding powder and bars of gold. I mean, I feel like those aren't two things you mix together.
they are in completely separate cases with different markings on
shipping
them and
stuff.
different.
They just
Okay.
happen to
It's
be
just they
packed
got loaded
that.
in here because they
Bigger than
fit.
you think.
Gonna do a study to figure out
And
where
then
they were
that
headed
ingot
to,
is
individual
really
crates.
big, man.
True, yeah. You can see that the
Just Googled.
the gold was definitely supposed to go to White Crown, to the whatever Royal Bank or whatever, right?
Okay.
The explosives were probably heading out to I mean, they have markings of the Empire, right? Like it's clearly something that was going to be used in some sort of effort or transfer of weaponry, right? But you look inside of this thing and you realize that there's just case
Lots of
after
gold.
case and after case after case in this one particular crate.
Should we stash it somewhere
Well-
and come back for the rest later?
Ooh,
So
that's a
we
good
have
idea.
a few options, I would say. We could search the crates for some more mundane things and do a switcheroo, as I think they call it in Dusk.
How's this make me look on the stream?
Put the
Yeah.
gold and
We Duskvolians love our switcheroos. Duskvolids?
Duskful lights.
Of course.
Do keep in mind we have some connections with the Deathland Scavengers in exchange for a cut of this haul. They could probably help us get all of this back without going along with the rails.
It's actually pretty clever. What if we each take a bar or two, up to say arbitrarily 1/5 of our normal carrying capacity, for example, and we leave the rest in a different container that's marked all different. Hide it. And then we can tell them exactly where it is. Take a cut.
I like this. So you guys are planning to stash
Yeah.
Stash the gold.
Take a
Stash
little,
items.
stash the rest.
items that can be come and grabbed later. Now,
By a different faction.
all right. So
Or
Or us.
maybe part of our plan was always to have a means to contact them.
I'm like already putting
oh,
a gold bar in my
that-
jacket.
when you got out there, that you could send
We
a.
had that as an option, that they were aware that if we found something valuable, we send up
All
a
right.
signal.
So
I'm like,
let's do this. This is
I
a
remember that.
flashback. And how would you have? Okay, you knew you were going to score something out there, right?
Yes.
And you know you have contacts.
Yes. I would have taken one or two of the crew with me in the boat, crossed out into the Deadlands where we have a predetermined parlay spot with the Deathland Scavengers who are on good terms with us. They will help us at no cost to themselves. I think that us giving them, say,
Half and half.
2 coins out of a 6-coin haul would be even more than no.
All right, I would say that
Themselves.
if you want to do that, you got to roll sway or something. You have to have convinced
I
them
would
that
have
you're
brought
gonna.
somebody.
you're
who
gonna get the
has
better value.
sway along
Sasha
with
got
me.
sway.
I
Who
can
got
come,
sway?
but all I've got is
I think you're the
command.
only one that has sway.
I don't
have
think-
no sway.
I don't think any of you have sway.
I have nothing
Well,
in
that's
the
the one
result.
thing
Do
we
a
don't
group,
have. Well,
try
let's-
and see if we get a
Who has
5.
command?
I have command. I could
I have
I could
command.
do that.
I would say there could be a case could
But
be
I
made
don't
for
think-
that. Or consort.
I don't believe a crew
Maybe
that is
consort. You want to flirt
consort.
with
favor
that?
of
Consort
us,
would work as
but
well.
also above us in the food chain.
So you're trying to
like
make a deal
mingle,
with the
like-
Deathland
Appreciate
Scavengers
being
to
commanded.
have them pick up and haul stuff, but you get some value for it.
Yeah, we
So
mark it for them.
They're
us?
risking.
Is that us? Not.
I thought
They
you were
get
Irish,
bigger
now I'm
cut though.
confused.
We're just getting a commission.
It's never been an
basically.
Irish accent.
Oh, what was it?
I don't know.
Yeah, see, I think
But
it
it
was-
definitely was not
Semi-Scandinavian.
Irish.
I just want to make it
There
clear
were
for the
times
table.
when it
I think it would
sounded-
be flipped around. You would get 2 coins of every 6 you're turning into them. Not you get
Yes.
6 of every 2.
Yes.
you're
We're not
turning.
special.
Yeah, no, because
Well, I
we're just scouting it for them.
I
we scout it, we
I
stash
do
it.
want to make that clear. Like, you are finding stuff then that you are turning into a gang that is absolutely a tier above your gang.
They're
This
a
is-
weak tier. We're a strong tier. Like they're barely above
They're
us.
above
I don't
us.
think
They're a
it'd be-
weak tier 2, aren't they?
They're a weak tier 2. We're a
You're
strong,
a strong tier
one.
1. So they are. They
And they're on good terms with us. I feel
people.
like
True.
that's
People
not-
know who they are, but they get the lion's cut. They're bigger by being a tier
Then
up.
fuck them. We'll do something different.
We could take 1 coin.
I mean,
for
one of
every-
our-
Someone's
I
going to
remember-
get a
I
cut.
remember
It's
one
going to
of
be
our
the
things-
dudes you're coming back in on the train with, or it's going to be the Deathland Scavengers who are
Maybe
going
we
Four
to
out
get
of 6,
more-
the people coming back in on like that.
This is all I'm saying is that you're coming in on a train that is trying to get a haul of whatever they can find out here. So you can turn
Okay,
it into
then-
them and gain favor with them, or you can
Then
turn
we
it
stash
into
it
them
and we come
gain
back
favor with
at
them.
our leisure. Across like
Even if we stash it well on the train, eventually it'll get
well,
scattered.
yeah. So we don't stash it on the train. We stash it off the train.
Just pull it out
That-
into the wilderness. Where everyone
aren't
can
the
watch us stash it.
Deadlands also like kind of desert-y or like not? They're not forested.
It's not a forest. No, it's
Well,
not.
is that not
There
part of
are
our-
there
It's
are
not gonna be-
hills.
It's like
there
a
are rocky
Badlands kind of
crags.
thing, right?
I mean, you could even.
Yeah.
We can hide it somewhere around the train where it's
But was
just
that
not
not
I
obvious.
our
have an
food
idea.
property that we could
Huh.
hide things?
There's all these explosives.
You can
here.
you can take stuff back with
Why
you.
not
hit
we
it.
use them
Absolutely.
to create a distraction?
Well, we still have to
Yes.
carry, we
I
still
like-
have to
I like
carry a
this.
crate of gold.
I did want to set some of them off. Yes, yes.
I mean, there's
All right.
You're getting Aura excited.
enough of
Yeah,
us.
Aura and I will go set up a distraction. We take the explosives, run back to one of the train cars that's tipped and on fire, and encourage it to do what it wants to do.
This will buy
And
a
then
lot
in
of
that
drugs.
distraction, you guys hide
And while we're
as
doing
many
that,
of these crates as
the
you
rest
can.
of you drag them off into the.
We're gonna drag them somewhere. I guess.
Are you gonna? Do you want to crack open crates to see what is of value, or do you
Yeah,
just want to
let's-
pull
yeah,
everything?
let's-
Let's
Look
crack
at
some more
more-
crates open, but I'm
We're gonna blow
liking
a
this
different
distraction
car, so
idea.
we're not
I
gonna
think
blow
it's
this car.
punchy.
Bob.
All right, the next crate you open up seems to have just like copper coil wire. You know,
Yeah, industrial.
it's
stuff.
worth something, but it's like it's more industrial.
But it's
Message.
also heavy
Aura, you had something you needed to do?
to put
Oh,
it
I
on top
just
of
wanted
the
to point
box.
out that we wanted to blow a different car.
Yeah, not.
Okay.
I would assume.
So
You don't want to blow up the car with
we
all the
dump
loot.
the
You wanna
car.
Oh, yeah, I
blow
thought
it.
you were implying that we needed to get the stuff out before we
Put
blew it. And
a
I was
good
like, no,
amount
we
of
don't
the
have to.
gold in the copper crate. Cover it with copper on the top.
So it's just a copper crate.
So it's
Yeah.
it's a heavy crate. It's filled with copper.
We're
We give
dragging
a
it
cut
out.
of the
But I'm
copper
sure the
off the top.
copper crate
for-
isn't as heavy as the other two.
Copper crate would be
Yeah,
nearly
copper-
as heavy as gold.
We put a few gold bars in our body.
No.
Why not?
False. Wait, no, copper is not as heavy as gold.
Oh yeah,
No.
well we put a
But-
couple of bars
I mean,
in our body.
a
each.
full crate of copper would be.
One layer of gold on the bottom, the rest copper. No one can tell.
And it won't be
I've
as
literally
heavy.
already put a load of
I mean,
one
that's fine.
gold bars on my body.
I was also going to do that, but had not yet.
You should do it.
Is that how it works?
I don't know.
I mean,
Can
why
I
not?
do that?
This is a load you're choosing to take now.
Yeah, I
that's
have
fine.
one load of gold bars in my big
Wh-
work jacket.
While
pockets.
everyone else has been deliberating, you're
Yep.
just stuffing.
whole load
Yeah,
of-
totally. Put them under the copper coils.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It'll be the
a
same.
blade or two is one load, so it's like a
Right.
couple
I would.
bars.
I would
is a
think.
load.
I would think. Yeah. If you have, you might have like 3 or 4 bars total. But
That's
yes,
fine.
it's enough,
Enough
that
to buy
it's.
some drugs.
Yeah, it's a good. It's more than enough.
I think that's the best plan is to pass it off as copper.
Also,
you found copper
No,
coils.
no
Plan.
one will need
Okay.
to know that like we'll carry it onto the train, we'll carry it off, we'll show it to the person like, hey, we scavenged all this copper, it's worth, I don't know, 2 coin.
Here,
We'll
have
split it
some
50-50, have a coin.
Let's see what else is here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
we'll
check it
keep
out.
searching.
I'm doing another survey. I'm looking for something heavy this time. Like, I don't know, something valuable but could be heavy, but not as valuable as gold. You know, like, I don't know, some kind of wheat or grain, something like that. 5.
Well, you do see a cart that is like a food. You can tell it's definitely like a food purveying company
Okay.
type cart or crate.
Yeah? Will you? You want to open
And right underneath it, you see another crate that is marked with a pretty important looking seal to you. Like it looks like the stamp that's been put on it is like this is going somewhere with authority. I'm sorry, I don't have the list in front of me. My apologies. It looks like the. Why are they not on this list? That'd be so nice. I don't know. It looks like something important might be in that one underneath the food crate
You
one.
want to open both of them, the food and...
The food crate one you open is just got a bunch of dry eels inside of it.
Oh,
I
damn.
take one out
No.
and I eat it.
Munch
I'm
it,
so
yeah.
fucking
Push it
sick.
over.
Dried eels, I swear to God.
Yeah.
No,
The
that's
second
not
crate
Both, yeah.
underneath, when you open it up, it has a.
Salty.
It looks like a metallic person.
Really?
What is it?
A metallic
tried to attune
person.
with it.
A homunculus-sized metallic person or a human-sized?
Human sized.
Interesting.
I only got a 2.
Well, you guys have seen these before. You always find them strange. This is a spirit hall. that
is
does
that?
not yet have a spirit living within it. This would be
Killer.
Oh, that's
this
right.
would be a
'Cause spirits can inhabit
a
robots.
means for someone who has died to live inside of and work, but they look kind of robotic, right? They look
How valuable is it?
metallic. I would argue that this is also another 5 coin value item, but it's not. You can't separate this one. This one is the whole
Right.
package or nothing.
Is it
And it
just-
might
just
be
as
worth
heavy?
something more to, depending on which faction you can sell it off to, right? It is definitely heavy. This is definitely a 2-person haul.
Is it hollow inside?
The shell.
Yeah.
I mean, the shell has
it has like machinations.
it has
and stuff.
machinations inside, but
So I
otherwise,
can't
yeah.
like get inside and walk around in it. For
You could not fit. You could not fit yourself.
What about
Too
me?
bad. That'd be a great
Even
cover.
as small as you are, you could not fit.
So
This is definitely not something that a human inhabits. It's something that a spirit.
you
We
estimated
fill it with
this
gold
5
bars.
Coin,
Yeah.
We
The
set
gold
up
was
an
5 coins.
explosion.
If you can get it all out.
and the explosives
And
were
we
2
run.
to 3 coin.
Yes.
All right.
So
I think
maybe
you
now
said
we have
3
a good
coin.
enough load. We could do we're at 13 for 3 crates. Do an 8 to 5. We take 5, they take 8 with the wasteland.
Okay, I got a
Scavengers.
great idea. This whole
But then,
crate,
but then we don't
it's like
get
a
to set off the
certain
fireworks.
size, right?
No.
Are there any other crates that are that size?
The same. No, this seems to be
Same
the only one.
dimension.
There is another crate, a much smaller crate that actually has a lock. This might have caught your attention. That has the same seal on it.
I wreck it.
You wreck it. You break it open.
Yeah.
All right, that might destroy some of the stuff inside.
No, I mean the
it.
lock.
Oh, okay.
I wrecked the lock.
Try to wreck the lock then. Yeah.
No.
He might actually wreck the
Can
box.
I assist after he rolls?
What did you roll?
I rolled
Oh, one.
A 1.
Or
All right, you didn't break
I'll,
it.
I'll just try to wreck it then.
All right.
Well,
Oh,
just
it was
missed
that
it.
crate.
You totally
It was that
missed it.
crate.
what's your wreck, Allison?
And
Just
you,
one.
you
Aura,
with
just
a
one?
1, you have to you have to deal with a penalty.
Well, I could also try to
too,
tinker,
so-
and I have 2 on tinker.
Let me know.
You could tinker
You- it
and
tore-
maybe
it
bust
tore
out
part
some
of your,
tinkering tools for maybe a
quote,
third
outfit.
as part of your load.
It's just
I
going to
was
be a
thinking
nuisance
that.
the rest
I
of
don't
the
know
night.
how
It
that
might catch
is
you up
supposed
later.
to work.
So you would like mark that, hey, I brought
Shatter in
tinkering
my
tools.
Yeah.
tattered uniform.
And now I'm rolling 3, or I don't know
Oh,
how
do,
much
do
Bob
I
would
get to
add
add
for
one
tinkering
if I have
Yes.
that?
You're taking a stress to add
Well,
to her
no,
wreck.
no.
No, no,
No,
no.
she's taking
No.
tinkering tools. As
She
part
has
of
2
her load.
tinker. She's then maybe busting out tinkering tools. as
Yeah,
part of
yeah.
her
I would
load.
definitely say you're more likely to do it if you have 2 in tinker than 1 in wreck. It's up
But
to you to
if
how
I
you want
use
to.
the tinkering tools,
If she pulls out tinkering tools,
Yeah.
what's that add?
do I get to add one?
Does it add one?
Does she get to add a die? I mean, that's how I think that's supposed to work. Is that
That's a good question. You guys have the rule sheets on.
because add bonus dice is part of the step.
Sure,
progression
so add
roll,
plus
so-
1. Add a die to it. I think that's fine. You're using your tinkering tools that you brought along with to tinker better, so
All right.
6.
you got a 6. Okay, you crack this open, not a problem. And inside seems to be there's a box on the top, but when you lift that box up, it's got it just looks to you like books and scrolls and stupid shit that you don't really care about. But that box seems interesting.
Sasha, there are books in here, and I
Whoa.
take the little box.
What was that, dear? Books.
I don't answer. What's in the box?
You
What's
open the
in the
box
box?
and you find a. You could describe this as an amulet, but it's a dead hand tied to a rope.
Do I know what something like this might be used for? Can I try to attune to it?
Yeah, you could try to attune to it.
2.
A 2. You know, you've heard tales of like Dead Man's Hand offering wishes or like monkey paw type things. These maybe come to mind, but you have no idea what this.
I'm still gonna keep
Item.
it.
Yeah, I want it. Sounds awesome. Okay, here's what I'm
It's not
thinking.
yours, it's mine.
We
Why are
have.
you? That's unsanitary.
You know what? All the
Just
best
take
things
your
are,
box and leave us
Sasha.
alone.
In the books, there are two books that definitely catch your eye. These are 2 volumes, the first 2 volumes even, of a of the copies you're looking for. I know you're looking for to collect a whole set. You found 2 of that set, the first 2.
Right.
Find something else interesting,
No,
Sasha?
nothing.
Can we do some kind
do
of
not
insight check
believe
on
you.
her?
PvP surveillance.
I think you can use
survey to know, try to understand.
Yeah,
what she's
survey to figure out what's going on.
I really don't care. Whatever.
Yeah,
She
me
can put
neither.
whatever she wants in that
doing.
cloak.
I got a 5
You got a 5.
on my survey,
So you did see her put 2 books
but I don't have any idea
out of
where they.
out of the whole pack away.
I don't have any idea why she might be interested.
Yeah,
in
you don't know what she's doing with them. You have no knowledge of why she might be trying to grab them.
Okay.
Okay, so here's what I think we do. We take the crate with the hull. Take the hull out for a sec. Do like a false bottom situation. Gold bars, right? Because the hull's heavy anyway. Put gold bars in the bottom. False bottom. Hull on top. Explosion. Drag the hull out. Just pay for the hull. And then we get the gold bars.
I like this.
It's all
Do
trivial.
we get to do we get to blow things up?
Yeah, we get to blow things up. We get gold and we get the hull.
Very good.
Yeah. It's like perfect.
I feel this is not as ambitious as
I-
we normally
I-
are.
You want to open more boxes filled with gold fucking bars? Go right on ahead, Ramira.
No, we take the gold. We take
Yeah. The hull, which is
the
cool.
whole, all the gold, all the hull.
Yeah.
We call the scavengers. We give them 8 of the, and we take the explosives.
This way we don't have to pay them. We do pay a little bit of tithing on the way out, but not on the gold, because they don't know we got that.
How much gold do we think we can fit in?
If we do like a false
underneath-
bottom?
Yeah, in
Yeah.
a false bottom. You think you could get like 1 layer, but then that spear hole is going to take the rest of the box. Whereas
In game terms, how much?
I would say it's
coin?
like it would be like 1 coin instead of 5.
And then the hull.
And then the hole, which is also worth 5. So that would be like you're
Better
pulling
than
out 6
nothing.
in a box. You guys can offer then up the copper box for this. You can still hide the gold box to pick up later. I mean, it's up to you guys how you guys want to roll this out.
It would be
It's not
easier to
me.
just have those death people come, like we were playing
Take.
before.
You always want other people to do your shit, Sasha.
Yeah, isn't that the easiest way?
the important reason to have friends.
Indeed.
I don't think it's that
It
much
boosts our
to
favor with
ask.
them.
I have no problem coming back for it ourselves.
If we think we can hide a full box of gold.
And no one's looking for it.
I look for another box
Somebody
to
will be
open.
looking for this
So
one.
while
With a 6.
Someone else was
While
sitting
you
to find
guys are making this decision, you consistently hear that recently dead woman.
them. Oh
just
dear
scream.
God!
Dude, we should put her in the
She
hull.
is like
Shut
freaking
her up.
out, and from what you hear outside, it seems like she's become aware that she's dead.
well.
She's not with it.
Fucking happens. All right, you guys stay here and bicker about how much we're gonna pay somebody else to take our shit.
No,
I'll be right back. Or you
I'm
want to
not-
come with me?
don't want to bicker.
Come talk to this ghost with me.
I feel like there will be bickering if you talk to the ghost.
I will pretend to go outside with
Such
you, and then I'll go pick the Black Lotus.
Okay.
I'll
yeah,
come
we're gonna get
with
some.
you
Yeah, you
as
gonna
well.
come? Okay.
Mhm.
Because I feel like I can take a bunch of Black
Yeah,
Lotus
this
because
is
it's a
labor
plan.
work.
True.
No.
I'm gonna start swapping things in boxes and
Okay.
making it look good.
All right.
Yeah, I'll start
You
helping.
guys are
with-
gonna start moving stuff between each
I'll
other.
help with that, but I'll also like occasionally be like, especially because I know they're going to talk to the ghost, and I know where the ghost. I'll keep like peeking out to keep an eye and make sure things are going square with the ghost
Yeah.
down below.
All right.
And I'll specifically say, like, knowing that that's what you're doing, to let me know if I need to go save the day.
And then you guys are grabbing basically plants while you are trying to deal with this lady.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I think
remember,
grab a
there
bunch of Black
is. You guys still have the plan to like plant explosives to help you haul stuff, however that is.
Yeah.
Are you guys still going through with that?
We'll see.
You're preparing for something. I mean, you're preparing to maybe do a distraction, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll let you two get your boxes in order.
What kind of explosives are they?
They are.
Like, what do we know about what it would take
I mean,
to set them
most
off?
of them look like they're just dynamite sticks wrapped in straw.
So, like, them getting shot would probably make them blow
right,
up.
yeah.
Yeah. This is
And it's kind of amazing that they
Yeah.
this box in
Survived.
particular
Yeah.
kicked out.
And didn't
Yes,
explode.
yeah.
How about you take this crate of the explosives, set it down by the pillar for the train tracks, over near where you're going for the Black Lotus and where the ghost is, and just leave it there. And if we need a distraction,
You have one.
we have one ready to go.
So do two of you want to move that box?
Sasha, I hate to suggest that you do
Oh,
actual
then you
work
shouldn't do
for
it
once.
then. If you hate it so much, there's no need for you to hurt yourself
Right.
asking for such requests.
I'll help.
Sasha, carry the box while we do the real labor. Help carry the box with these two.
I will assist them.
Very well.
Bend at the knees.
That's right.
Capitan.
Lift with the knees.
Don't
Yeah,
use your
use-
backs.
Use your
Let's
legs.
do
Yeah.
Right. So we start arranging the boxes with,
You're trying to move goods,
Yeah.
create the false bond. You pulled the spear haul. It's a really good looking
yeah.
piece of machinery. Like, you guys can tell this thing is quality. Right?
So we're setting the good stuff underneath, copper and whatever mildly expensive stuff on top, setting up 2 or 3 good crates that we can then stash away so that when we sneak them back into town, we have an excuse of, it's just copper wire,
Okay.
if we get caught at
Yeah.
the time. Or that we have the option to take them with us out right now.
What kind of load did you bring there, Captain?
I set to normal, but I haven't chosen most of it yet.
Want to maybe use some burglary gear to make a really fancy false bottom?
I can do that.
All right.
What is that?
I'll finesse
That's one
that
of the-
shit into place.
Yes, but more
So
specific.
what they're doing is they're checking off on their character sheet that they are using an item that they could bring with them, and this is part of this game. Is that once you've
Black
declared
bricks.
something, you have it. You have it for solving any other future things you might have
Right.
to deal with. But yeah.
So I used my burglary gear to finesse the bottom into place
Okay.
with a 5.
All right. I mean, I honestly think you have ample time to do this. It's
Yep.
just what is taking up your time other than other people grabbing shit before you can, right?
Yep.
Who was bringing the box of explosives out? Who was doing that?
I'm helping them.
Yeah, we're all out with the ghost lady and the
You're
Black
dealing with the
Lotus.
ghost lady. Okay, let's
Well-
deal with her then first.
Well, because you guys
Wait,
are
is
going to
that
carry it
multiple?
out and like set it down like near the one
If
of the
you
main.
want us to.
That was the idea. That's what I would suggest. Is you
I
carry it
walked out.
and set it like near one of the supports for
Okay.
the tracks, like
You want
near
to
where the Black
explode
Lotus.
the tracks?
The ones behind us that
Sure.
are on the line we're not taking.
Probably Aura and
It'd be
I
a pretty
considering.
sweet distraction, but it'd be near the Black Lotus that you want to gather and near the ghost that you want to talk to.
On the way out, we take a crate. We take the crate that you
Sure.
indicate.
So you guys are taking the
support.
explosive crate with you?
Yep, we set it by one of the supports on the raised track under where we're gonna set it off for distraction, and then we walk back
When-
the other way.
So Aura and Echo, when you guys get out near the post that leads up to the elevated rail line, you can see that the post itself is damaged.
Perfect.
And it is, I don't know how to say this other than this, but this is right through the quote river of souls that are moving northwards.
Creepy.
And for all that you have been saying, it seems cold, it seems really warm here.
Ugh,
I would like to
ghost heat.
use finesse to be stealthy when we are doing this.
Sure, yeah, so that you're inconspicuous, you're setting this box here because you were told to do that or whatever.
Got a 3.
I got a 1.
Okay, so
Gonna have to kill
You-
more people who see
I
us.
was supervising.
you, in as much as you make the illusion that you're just setting a box down, it is not without a level of suspicion.
We feel
You got
eyes.
you got a 2 with the rolls as a group effort.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad, but someone's going to probably check on that crate, and you're worried that that crate's going to be looked at, and it could be a problem.
we could set it up early.
While you are looking
Yep.
around for a spot to set it down,
I think you can trust that if I saw anybody who wasn't us fussing with that crate, I would absolutely set off the distraction.
With them very close to it.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
While you're looking for a spot to set it down, something catches your eye. It is a beautiful dagger just laying in the middle of the field.
It's a trap.
Alright.
Sounds like a trap.
I'm picking up.
I'll be right back.
Yes, do it.
You're not my conscience, Aura. I'll give you that.
No.
It's got a great heft. It
Yeah?
looks elegant. It looks worth something.
It's cursed. I put it in my pocket. I'm like, fucking gonna be worth it. I hope
yeah.
I'm cursed.
Um,
Kind of my
So
thing.
when you commit to having it,
Yep.
you are reminded of in a way of a heat and a pain that you had in your most latest dream travel.
Or I don't feel so good. This
What
shit's
is
giving
it?
me nightmares already.
What is?
I shouldn't have joked about being cursed.
It's not too bad. It's striking a memory, right?
Let me see it.
I'm fine. Yeah, okay. I hand it over for a second. Give it back though.
Do you want to attune to it or
Yeah.
see what it is, or
I mean, both.
I don't know what we can use on this because there's no
I'll
like
tune.
identify.
I got
right?
4 for
I
a
think it would be
tune.
a tune.
For a tune. Okay, so that is a success, but again, pain reaches across your mind, Aura, while you try to attune to this. This is not ghost territory stuff. This is not something you're used to dealing with. This is something else. You can use your is it resolve? Is that what's on the sheet? Yeah, you can use your resolve to resist this, but otherwise you're taking and again, this is just how the game works. This is like a level 2 pain to your mind.
Oh, yeah, I'll
But
try to resist it.
It comes as a 6 and it can be reduced based off how you roll against it.
Okay, I'll try to resist.
Nice.
You got a 6. Okay, so the pain washes through you, but it has definitely left you curious. You just felt like a intense hunger, and
What do I think it's made out of?
it looks like any other metal you've ever seen. It doesn't. That is not what makes this thing impressive. You do, though, notice that by giving off that much emotion, that it has to be, I don't know, interesting, right? This is not something that you think came from the train. You think this is a Deadlands item.
Here, give it back. So, I wonder where these ghosts are going, right? Does that seem relevant, Aura? That they're going somewhere? Or
They're heading away from the town, right?
coming
Or
from
towards
somewhere?
the town.
They're just going north.
They're just going north along what seems to be a river. And these are really dusty ass old ghosts.
These are, like, antique
It's not like a
assholes.
known phenomenon that there's like old ghosts roaming around it, right?
There's not much that
I don't
people know
think
about
so.
the Deadlands. It's
You know, sometimes I get the sense there's something out here
And I'm not there.
that's like
Me neither.
not ghosts. You know, there's something out here.
Probably lambs.
Darlings, did you find something over there?
No. No, we were just going to that ghost girl. You want to come?
yeah, the one who's freaking out.
How's the crate looking right now?
I had.
You
towards
guys
her.
are getting the
She's picking
crates-
back
No,
legs.
I mean the explosive crate. But yes, while we're
Oh, the
upstairs-
crate has been settled and put in place. You do notice one of the blue coats keeps kind of looking towards it.
Okay. I'll keep an eye on him.
Keep an eye on him. Yeah, because like you mentioned, you're kind of doing you're watching everything
Yeah.
around.
Before we
Again,
leave,
helping Captain. But
before we leave the crates, do you get bonuses for stating that you declaring something before you have a flashback? So like the fact that I've already document as like one of my thing. Is there a bonus for having already like checked it?
I mean, other than that, you
Okay.
have it as a thing you can use.
Okay, and I can use it however I want.
Right.
So then I will say that my documents are all like stickers that kind of say hazardous chemicals.
Oh, and you slap those on.
And I slap it on the
Oh,
box.
nice. Okay.
Nice.
Good thought.
You putting that? Is that
I
in
like
your
that.
load?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's that
So
part?
that'll be what the stickers are for. So
It's
not
probably unique to
inaccurate.
his character.
I don't know how many I have.
So you,
Whatever.
you probably brought enough to
Okay.
throw on. You expected to see something like this. You
Mhm.
prepared for it.
Okay.
So I just want to make that clear. Every character has their own unique little things they can bring along with them, and that's probably something that the spider gets to bring. That
Documents all of us can bring. It's a basic item.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
it's
could
a
all
basic
take
item.
documents.
Yeah. I just use it well.
Do you have
You
better
would.
documents you could use?
I'm not sure I can
Close.
read. Actually, come to think
You
of it.
you might be able to, but you might also just work off symbols and signs. I mean, like
Yeah.
that's hobo life, right?
I can probably
Those are, like,
read a
unique
schematic,
spellings.
like a
They're
doc
like
schematic.
unique,
I'm not sure I
Right.
can read a lot of words.
Don't count.
And that,
Ooh.
to be
There's a
fair,
thing
that's
that we
totally
use-
fine with your upbringing,
Yeah.
with the world we're in.
With my job.
Whereas the
Yeah.
head librarian, hope to God that person can read.
There's a thing that my boss likes to say. There's a reason we draw pictures.
That's good.
That's even better knowing that you're an architect, and presumably your boss is also an architect.
Yep.
Picture's worth 1,000 words. That's not a unique
Yeah.
phenomenon. Yeah. So you guys have pretty adequately made up crates that look like they just have copper wire or dried eels or some shit on top that they just.
Oh, also, I've been munching on these dry eels
Sure.
the whole time.
It's the salt that gets you. You
They're
gotta
actually
lay off
pretty
that
good. They're
shit.
like garlic flavored, you know.
Gross.
Mm.
God, if I never see another eel, it'd be too fucking soon.
The let's say the crates are, you guys are feeling they look like if you were to crack this crate open, it would just look like whatever you set on top is in there.
The copper wire.
If someone was to really scrutinize and start digging through it, they'd
Oh,
probably
yeah.
notice right away. But yeah, something cheap on top, make these crates look pretty cheap. And then I assume they've been stickered
Yep,
hazardous.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
Most of the other crates, while you guys are trying to look for other good apparatus, they seem to just carry, goods for sale or things that
Right. Less interesting.
harder to fence than some of the good stuff you've already found so far.
Okay.
I would argue.
While we're doing this, I am going to take one of my loadouts as gold bars hidden specifically on my person.
Oh, okay, nice.
Also, I don't know if everyone knew this. I just told Leander, but I don't think we fully addressed it. Anything on your little sheet for your loadout things that's italicized doesn't actually take a load.
It doesn't count against it. You can
Right, like
always
your
carry that
clothing
with
and
you.
stuff.
Oftentimes,
It's like your
those-
special stuff.
Those lead you
The only one
to
I
a
have
dark
is
path.
blowgun, darts, and syringes.
Yeah, so you can carry a load of those that doesn't
Cool.
count against your load.
You just always have some.
You just always
Yeah,
Just
it's
stay
just
on
like
their good
something that's
side.
like always in your pockets. You always have it with you.
I always have rage essence.
I always have a train
Wow.
hunting pet.
Sounds
and
like a
spirit
great
mage
high.
shot.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't even know what all this shit is.
Yeah.
Did you bring your pet with you? And what is
Oh,
it?
my whole
You
body's
just
so
had that later.
itchy.
True.
She's, I don't know. what
She's
she
who
is.
knows, but you
For
know.
real?
Reals or okay?
For reals.
What?
I'm so itchy.
Oh. Is that
I
a
wasn't
wolf
sure
hat?
if she was.
I don't know. I
character
found
or
it.
God, it's so itchy.
From that cursed knife.
Somebody left it in the house. We inherited it. I don't know.
We thought it was. Are you sure it's not Wesley's?
It might be Wesley's.
What?
I mean, it's
Oh,
not mine.
the
but I
hat?
would
No, it's
definitely
not
take
mine.
it. That looks like a nice warm cat.
It's itchy as fuck.
I'm pretty sure that it was Ryan's.
He swore it wasn't his.
Yeah, he said it was.
I know.
Anyhow.
Okay. So I'm talking to the ghost lady. I'm walking up to her while Aura is next to me picking more Black Lotus, I guess.
I really as I see them go up there, I really stop with the loading and watch what's going on with them interacting with this ghost lady.
She, had to make it to White Crown. That's where she's from. That's where she lived. She is adamant. Can you take me back with you? She still is she's not sure she's a ghost. She's a ghost. She has someone she needs to see.
You are, in fact, a ghost. It's okay. Lots of people are ghosts.
But I can't stay out here.
There are ghosts out here.
It's a hard adjustment, so I hear. You know,
If
we're real good at moving things and ghosts.
if you could offer passage, I'm sure there would be a reward.
Yeah, what exactly business do you have in what'd you say, Whitestone?
White Crown.
White Crown, yeah.
I mean, business. I belong there. What do you mean business?
A lot of people say they belong in White Crown, darling. Doesn't mean they do.
She's very judgmental. Don't worry about it. If you can pay, and I think we need somewhat a guarantee of payment.
There will be ample payment. You just have to get me back home.
Your ghost money.
It wouldn't be my money. It'd be my family's money.
That is the best kind of money.
I wish we had radios.
Someone else's.
'Cause I have a question.
Real nice family. All right. Well, what are okay? So, player knowledge. What are ghost body politics? Are we expected to transport her corpse?
I was gonna say
No.
No.
the
I-
ghost
In fact,
or
that's
the body.
very not
Spirit.
heard of, but ghosts can possess. And when they
Okay.
realize they can, that's what they do. They try to possess people.
And that's when they
then
become a problem.
That lets them
See.
enact in the real world.
But we can carry a ghost.
Yeah, we can carry ghosts. and they
Without
can't-
being
and-
You guys have that
Exactly.
ability, yes.
We
All right.
also have this like
what
sweet.
I'm gonna do.
I don't know. Remember
So-
what it's called?
You have the ability to hold.
The ghost robot.
You also have
we
the
wanna
spirit
sell
hole.
it.
which
No,
you
no,
can-
no. We're
No,
not
we're
putting
not
her in that.
putting her
That's
in
way
there.
too expensive.
No way.
Yeah,
She can get
but
in me
that's-
first.
The thing is you probably want a better trade than
Really?
what you
Yeah,
can get.
that's right. She's gonna get right in me. What's your name?
How are you going to get to White
Celeste.
Crown?
We'll figure it out. It's money.
I can walk right in there.
You can walk right in there.
You,
All
tru-
right,
you
she can get
truly
in
could
you.
get me back to White
Wait,
Crown.
Sorry, what was her name?
Celeste.
Celeste.
She's Celeste. She
Appropriate.
mentions her family's name, Brightstone, which you
Okay.
know them well. They are, magistrates and
Good for the money.
judges and all that stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you know they're good money.
They're
Okay.
a weak tier 4, in fact.
Oh,
Or no, a strong tier 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
so-
I named her after a whole city. I forgot that.
The affection of the
Affection?
citizenry.
Yeah.
Okay, so you hop in you hop in Sasha. No worries. You're good with that, right?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, you'll be
know-
in White Crown.
when we find ourselves, let's be really clear about
You
this.
don't weigh anything.
Time is hypothetically meaningless to the disembodied. We'll get there when we get there, but we'll do it before your family dies of old age, at least. Is what I'm saying.
What?
What? I'm just saying, we're
God,
not
I
gonna
wish we had
rush.
radios.
Darling, she's not
Is
great
there like a
with words.
Victorian spirit radio? I could just be like,
Within the
Words
next
are
20,
not
25
her thing.
years.
Just get inside of me, darling. Now, you promise you won't speak. I don't have time for that. I will expel you.
Agree on payment
I will
first.
hold my tongue.
Very
Agree
well.
on payment first. Don't let her just hop in you without agreeing on
And
payment.
what exactly will your family
Classic
provide for us?
mistake.
Right?
I'm
These
sure
rich
there is
people.
ample coin for my spirits.
Well, I'm sure as well. However, I
Put a number on
need
that.
Specifics.
More money than you can imagine.
infinite coin.
I don't know, kid.
4.
The correct response was,
Four
I don't
coins.
know, kid.
Yeah,
I
at
can
least
imagine
4.
quite a
I
lot.
think 4 sounds like a. I think they could offer up 4 for my spirit's return.
Plus travel expenses. Don't you forget travel expenses. Transportation's an expensive industry.
Yes.
This is a rare opportunity. True. You could make the argument for even 5 or 6. Yeah.
Indeed. Brightstones. I've heard they're known for some, underhanded work at times, if necessary.
That's a compliment.
Perhaps at the very least, they might be on the council to hire and fire certain people in the blue coat.
You. Yeah, I'm afraid. That sounds like a deal that you'd have to make with my family, and it probably reduces the cost of my safe return.
Let's go for the gold. Well, we can dick around when we get there.
We can talk about this in private. Get inside me.
Whoa.
coin
do you
plus
wanna-
travel
Do you want to
expenses, is that what it was?
describe what that looks like, or?
Yeah, so I will get down. Oh, no, I won't. It's dirty.
Fucking do it. Who's on the stream right now? They'll be fine with it.
Into the train, and then I will get on the ground there.
For real.
And then I will close my eyes and like just do a little seance thing, and then allow her to enter me at that point.
All right. So
And
anyone
we all
who's
feel dirty watching.
anyone who's watching sees the injured, freaked out woman just dissipate and sort of. It's like an inverse out breath. Like when it's cold and you can see your breath come out, it's like that going into you.
Captain, Sasha just took the ghost to come with us, I think.
It's pretty cool, actually. It's gonna pay off.
I'm a little disappointed I didn't get to see it.
No, you're not. Trust me.
She
this
kind of
is not
wafted.
the thing
It
you
was
want
kind
to
of a
see.
wafting
Yeah.
thing.
It was
It's cool.
not pleasant.
How much Black Lotus you got, or?
Enough.
Excellent. Excellent. That shit is gonna be amazing.
You did that way differently than my character would have.
So at this moment, you notice one of the
Also,
blue
Leander
coats
is
walking
not
up to you
Wesley.
guys.
It's not Wesley. Leander's not Wesley.
Have you guys been turning up a good lot? Have you?
Who's this?
He's just one of the blue coats who's
Who,
been.
Are we all
which
there?
group of us is he walking up to?
You two who are packing
In the
boxes,
cart,
in
packing
crates.
boxes.
Yeah.
Right.
I think we're kind of headed back now at this point.
Yeah.
We're not there yet, but
He's not the one who's been eyeing the
Right.
the
We're
the
getting ready
box
to
you guys
roll
put.
these over onto the train, onto the way out, the normal way out. Right. It's
Is
basically,
that
we're all
so?
packed up.
What good takes have you found here?
Some great, high quality, best copper wire you've ever seen.
Copper wire, like what they use for the telegraph lines?
Yeah, and to keep the power running on the ghost fence.
Very,
This is all
Important.
you guys came across in this cart.
more or less.
Well, bits and odds and ends off of bodies, of course.
And what is something you can offer me to make sure those crates get back on the train home?
Well, there's got to be at least 3-4 coins worth of copper in here for the right buyer. We can compensate you.
So a payment on the way out, is that what I'm... When we get back in town, you guys will square up with me? What about right here and now? Something I can make out with. Make sure your carts get on the train.
Sway. Command.
If only I had either of those things.
Have we walked
command
back
him, but-
fully yet? Because
If I saw a blue coat, I would not go back. I'd be like, oh, I'm just still picking up
Yeah, so he's like
flowers.
up in the train car.
yeah, I
with us,
guess
right?
I would too.
Is there any sign of anybody else
blending.
around?
No,
Go to
just
a different
him.
car.
Just him?
Blended.
Is there the ghost hunter guys, not the blue coats,
The spirit wardens?
the spirit wardens? Is there like a specific weapon that they all use to fight ghosts?
They use bells.
Oh, they use the bells.
Yeah.
bells?
Yeah.
Killer. Love it.
Okay.
In fact, I don't know what the designer of this game intended, but if any of you have read Abhorsen, they use bells, and by far a great read. We're just gonna plug that one out. there.
Megan
Cool.
has that whole set upstairs. I have not read it yet.
It's good.
But
It's good.
I have an idea, maybe one moment,
Okay.
if you don't mind. We're learning the games.
Yeah, that's fine. We're apologies anyone watching. We will have to take some timeouts, especially once these guys get
that's
home
part of it.
and have to sell their shit. I'm gonna have to figure out a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I was really hoping it would say what this.
I hope that this at least has been smooth enough.
So, all right. So it's not in the index, so I'm not going to go
It
like
totally
digging
has.
for it. My my friend from my character sheet is a sentinel.
Yeah.
What are the sentinels?
They watch the gates.
They're-
They're in charge of who comes in, who goes out. They alert to horrible presences. They're sentinels, you know.
Okay.
They're watchers.
So, in that case, can I do a little bit of a flashback where I met with Celine, my sentinel friend, And I took some documents that I'm marking right now from her that indicate that our little crew here is on official sentinel business, looking for things to maintain the ghost fence. And that we are not part of we're not looting. This is like there were key components for the fence on this train that we are specifically tasked with getting back.
That's interesting. So finding those copper wires kind of was a boon in this way.
Like they were what we were sent here for. Like we're here like documents these copper wires specifically. Like I'm sorry.
So
sir.
this is sentinel business at
You
this point.
misunderstand us. I understand there's looters throughout here and people up to no good. We're here on official business protecting the city.
Meanwhile,
I'm
my
sure-
jacket's like full of gold.
Right.
You're not up here, thank God.
We didn't open all the boxes. We found what we came for. I'm sure whatever's in that, you can have it.
There's plenty of boxes here. sir.
Here.
Well, do you mind cracking that one open and seeing what I
yeah.
can come across?
Pop one open for him.
And he looks it over, and it's possessions, it's things, it's would-be, but it just doesn't
Fine,
spark
right.
interest. Well, we'll make sure your sentinel business is taken care of then. But I expect more from you two. Find me some good stuff out here.
We'll keep an eye out.
For sure. Like I said, the odds and ends off of corpses. There will be more. We'll keep a collection going.
And we're going through these boxes looking for all the
And
parts
he's-
for the fence. If we find anything that does not fit the fence, that is valuable, we will not be here for it.
Well, I'll look for you two on the way back out.
Very well.
And he heads off.
Oh. My good sir,
Yeah.
as you leave, I did notice that there was a wailing ghost. I was looking out the window at the ghost. I noticed some suspicious people put a crate down by the pillar at the base of the tracks.
Suspicious.
They seemed like they were stashing it out of the way, keeping it for later. Maybe something valuable down there.
I appreciate
Maybe.
the I appreciate the tip. Thank you.
Are you gonna blow him up?
And
or are you
again,
ratting
if you
us out?
find any good bits and bobs out there, make sure to
I am
pass them my
certain
way.
there will be bits about.
Oh, I'm so excited.
And he heads out of the cart, seemingly fine with the documents you've prepared.
All right.
I guess we probably pony up right at that time. We probably get back.
You guys at this point have both gold bars, some of the
I didn't take any gold bars.
Black Lotus.
I
You
took
probably have
Black
more
Lotus.
Black Lotus. Yeah.
She's Black Lotus. I have gold bars.
All
And
right.
a dead hand amulet.
Oh yes, the Samuel you smuggled away. You got some books you found.
And the ghost
And a deed.
inside
And a
of you.
ghost.
And a deed to the bar.
And a deed to a bar, yeah.
What?
True.
Really?
He didn't share it with, or she didn't share it with
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
He doesn't
she's-
explain that to everyone, but yeah.
Okay.
You two have come up with gold bars in cases covered in copper wire to be picked up at a future time and or to haul back with you.
I think-
No,
I think to haul back
they're
now.
not
we
hauled
can
back
already
as
just-
copper.
We're
as
here
sentinel
on
business.
behalf of the Sentinels.
Right.
Cool.
We've got official business now.
All right. And you guys have prepped.
Wait, did you
and-
use your
oh,
documents,
oh,
Lou?
that's another thing you found too. That
Trash
dagger.
ahead. Yeah, I have
dagger.
the dagger.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think
hot
at this
dagger.
point you guys have a good haul. You haven't alerted attention,
No.
Much.
really.
Right.
Suspicious activity, but then there's a lot of suspicious activity
yeah.
out here.
Everybody's being suspicious and everybody's looking the other way.
As
Right.
you guys kind of all come back up to the cart
Yeah.
where we're getting the crates, we'll explain the situation.
Okay.
That hey, we got like what 3 crates I think now.
How the false bottom I
You have 3 crates with
Yeah?
all the
Alright.
gold, some copper on top, and one has the spirit hull.
Yeah, so like 2
Two
crates
crates
are
of
mostly
gold and
gold,
one that's a
and one's
spirit
the hull, and they're all layered in copper with false bottoms.
Right.
Right.
So you're expecting a
3
trade
crates
of at
copper.
least 13 coin for all of this, which you'll get some amount of.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we got these 3 crates, and I'll have you guys take them down as well, and I'll follow behind a little bit, but I'm gonna keep an eye out for that sneaky guard who wanted his cut later.
Okay.
And that other crate. What's going on there?
So while you're keeping your eye out, you see. Oh hell yeah, we got some tiny bits.
Oh, very nice.
Thanks
Oh,
for the
throws
thanks
for
for
the
the change
explosion.
there, Tulas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's it from?
That's over.
Over.
So you guys now have carts that are getting loaded. You have smuggled some things out that you're either going to get personally for or who knows what. And you see this cop talking with the other cop who's been eyeing it. And they call one of their buddies. The three of them move towards that crate.
As I see them moving towards it, I reach into my big cloak and I pull out the 2 parts to my fine long rifle, point it
I
out
love
the
it when
window
she does this
narrowly,
shit. This is
and when
great.
they get within, rough explosive distance.
Yeah, we gotta wait for it.
And I would have informed you guys that this was my plan, and that this will be a big distraction, that, we're on official business. These have to get back. Things are going awry. Let's get them loaded. Get them loaded.
Perfect.
So I've passed off my important documents to them.
Okay.
We've
As
gotten
I-
past where this explosion is going to ruin our escape.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Because they were set up by another pillar
Or back
versus
further
where
away.
the
Yeah, okay.
and it's on the side where it collapsed from, not the side where our train back is.
Cool.
I would assume.
So you set off the crate, is that?
Well, so I wait for those 3. I'll watch them. So as I see them going towards the crate, I pull out my gun, my fine long rifle,
Yeah.
and I get ready. And if they actually go they're going to
I'm
open
upset.
that crate,
We didn't get to blow it up ourselves.
then as
Well,
soon
it's
as,
good to see it.
as soon as they open it, I would.
Okay, so they definitely are surrounding it, and one of them pulls out a crowbar-like device to crack it open. In a way, it's what you were anticipating and expecting. So do you then take the shot?
As soon as if they actually start to open it.
Yeah,
Then
that's
yes.
what they're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll, just for the sake of the story, I'll totally let that shot happen. Maybe some people saw you specifically doing it, but then you're just
the train.
you're just a weird. Well, there's
Yeah.
other people loading
Right.
shit on the train too.
Somebody saw it.
You're-
But I'm in the
You're-
crash train.
Yeah.
You're what are you? What were you? You're Scots?
Severos.
She's
Severos.
Irish.
So the Severosi are.
Irish.
I mean, most people are like fucking crazy ass Severos. They don't really give a shit that you did this, right? The explosion goes off. You just watch as these 3 blue coats just.
As I said,
Get tossed
I'm
back
sure
in
there will be
bits.
bits
Yeah.
everywhere.
The ghosts are gonna be so pissed at us.
But are all of you on the car trying to
Yeah.
get out? All right, you again, all of you feel that bit at the back of your neck raising, that cold spine feel. Oh shit. You start to see shadows move in a way that you're not used to. This is the presence of a ghost that, in a way, came due to the sound. This was not one of the ghosts in the river
procession?
of ghosts, as it were.
Right.
This is a ghost that has been in the Deadlands for who knows how long. This thing is wild. This thing is erratic. The lights in the train car start to flicker on and off. You see cool breath as you breathe out.
I'm gonna push the
we
crates ahead
see?
with them and
You sense it. You know enough about the hauntings of Duskfall that this is a bad
Right.
omen.
And so
Go,
wait,
go,
so
go,
where
get
is it?
the-
Because I was
Yeah,
hanging
we
behind,
start-
keeping an eye on this crate as they were
And-
going ahead. So are we still on the crash train, or have they made it to the main train back? Where's the lights?
That's a good
flickering?
question. Where are you guys? What have you guys loaded up your carts? Are
I think
you...
this is well loading.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
well,
The
like
explosion would have
Yeah.
been the sign for them to start brandishing the papers. These things need to go.
Right.
The things are
Like
getting out of
things- yeah.
control.
Mhm,
And then
that's what
after
she
I
said.
fire the shot, I'm
Running towards
I'll
us.
be using my prowl to move quickly and somewhat unnoticedly to catch back up with them.
All right. So on the reload car, is where you're getting this
Okay.
sensation.
Okay.
And you see other workers just starting
Also
to lose.
rushing.
They're also losing their shit. They're trying to get as much stuff on there, but they're all, you can tell like the fear is increasing, the worry, you see one guy in his fear as he's loading this crate up. He slips and he falls off the elevated rail line, just right into the mud.
His neck.
Yeah, he doesn't look too good, right? So this is a pretty haggard situation. You had to get carts onto a elevated rail line to get him out while it's raining, while it's slippery, and meanwhile you feel the encroaching terror of a ghost approaching. This. From your guys' experience, you guys recognize this as a malevolent one. This is not some new, fresh-faced ghost who wants to get a ride home. This is someone who has been trapped as a ghost in eternity, lost, wandering the Deadlands. This person is a ghost. This is the terrifying type of ghost that you really don't want to encounter.
Nope.
And you hear it, and it disappears. And then you hear from another corner, same sound as you watch a clawed hand crawl up out of the ground, and another clawed skeleton hand crawl up out of the ground, and a what really truly appears like a skeletonized person rises up in the midst of that train.
I don't even wait. Quick, get everything.
Yeah, I'm
and
doing it
you
as
guys
fast as
go,
I
and I
can.
pull out from like strapped somewhere on my leg, like hidden in my uniform, my sword that is the hilt or the scabbard part of the
Pommel.
the pommel.
pommel.
That's like shaped as a bell. And
Okay.
it's supposed to, and it's just this big, long, scary-looking thing for fighting ghosts.
All right.
Ghost sword, ghost sword. Stab the
It is my
ghost.
scary weapon.
Your scary weapon. So intimidating.
So this is up on the train up above.
This is
that
on the
he's about
train
to
up
do that
above,
fight.
yes.
So I'm like full sprint now.
Okay.
Well, full prowl sprint, which is a fast, sneaky ability to move.
Okay.
Trying to catch up.
Yeah.
So I assume I also recognize the sign, being a death, like somebody who grew up in the Deathlands. Like I recognize what's happening.
Yeah.
I know there's help needed.
Right, yeah.
So-
You see the flickering of lights. It's characteristic of Ghost.
Yeah.
So I urged them all ahead, draw out my sword, and the light in my eyes drains, and my eyes go completely all black as the light in my soul rushes into my arm and sword,
Oh, wow. Okay, I like that.
and I strike out at the ghost.
Okay, so roll an action roll.
I'm skirmishing with it.
Skirmish. Okay.
Oof. 3.
Push yourself to get another die.
A 3.
think you have to
You
do that
watch
before
as
you-
as this entity rises up. You're ready to take that lunge and cut. The downside is that you were a little bit too eager, a little bit too early, and it seems to have no effect on your actual attack. The ghost itself tries to lash at you in retort, and I'm only saying this because you got a 3.
Yeah.
You take a bit of a lashing. This is not a prowess check. This is a resolve check because this is testing your will to resist a ghost's energy.
Okay. I'm rolling all of my resolve dice.
Right, and this will not be a huge one. This will be like a 1
It's
or
a
2.
6.
Oh, you got a 6, so
Yep.
you managed to dodge out of the way. That's totally fine.
Killer.
Anyone else attacking this thing?
Can I see it at all from where I am? Like, so I'm still. I don't know how
You're
far
still.
behind I am.
think from what you described, you're still down below. You have to get up onto the
back into the train.
Thing,
But I mean, like, can I even see
or
up through,
yeah,
through the
that's
windows
true. There are
or anything?
windows.
Like, I don't know what kind of windows,
You
or like, is
would-
there like a big
At this
bay door
point,
that's open?
At this point, this ghost would be fully standing. Whether it's in the bay door is a whole question, but you could see it probably standing in the, the windows of the rail car itself.
So again, having my fine long rifle, I load some ectoplasmic ammunition that I brought along.
Okay. Do you want to take a devil's bargain?
No,
Okay.
I've got a fine long rifle. I've got ectoplasmic ammunition,
Okay.
and I'll use my hunt ability to track and wait for a spot where I see it's open.
Okay.
Take a shot at it with the ectoplasmic anti-ghost ammunition.
All right. Roll for
I
that.
am going to spot for you. I'm going to assist you with a stress.
Okay.
Okay.
So how many dice do I get to roll? So I have
What is your hunt?
I have my 2 for my
2
hunt.
for hunt.
I have my fine
One
long
from-
rifle. I have ectoplasmic ammunition, and I have aid from my
Echo.
spotter, Echo.
Yeah.
I would say that I'm fine with you rolling an atrocious 5 dice.
Wow. Kill it.
Sweet.
It's right there. That's me spotting. I'm not very good.
God damn it! I
Wow.
suck at dice. 4 is my highest.
4 is the highest. Okay, so that is a 4 is considered a success with
Serious, like,
a detriment.
issue. Yeah.
So you take your shot. It hits the ghost. That's fine. It deals damage to the ghost. But your shot makes other people realize that's the same Severosi who shot the crate. And you hear murmurs of the crowd behind you hollering at you.
Oh no. They think you're a terrorist. You blew up the train.
I mean, she did.
I mean, it's racist to assume that just because you're a Severosi, you're a terrorist, but I mean, I didn't say it.
I didn't say it. They said it.
So yeah, it definitely, you feel like you know, from a distance even caught this ghost.
So as I pause, I take the shot, and then like I'm obviously still trying to get up there. So like I hear them murmuring, and I just yell like, "The first shot was at the ghost, you fools! It's going to kill us all!" And keep running towards the train.
All right. Anyone else feel they need to attack this ghost?
I will
Does it
continue
feel?
with
Does it seem to be deterred at all? by its
No.
damage?
It seems like that was an initial flinch that kind of cut it off, but it refocuses back on anyone who's in the train.
The train now is me.
Okay.
So I will go.
I think you're all up there now.
Well,
Well, yeah. So you should resolve your action, and then I'm interested in trying something. But you
Okay.
go first.
I mean, I just hit it with my sword again.
All right. So skirmish, and I would argue with this ghost sword, you can have a +1 die.
Okay. Did not roll that last time.
Yeah, I know. It's
There's
okay.
a 6.
Nice.
It was getting charged up. It's all
Yeah.
good. Right. So you take a nice cut of the ghost, and you watch as part of its form just gets like actually sliced through, and like you cut off arm
Right, the
off.
first time it just
And you
went
just-
straight through it, and this
Right.
time it actually cuts in.
Yeah, it cuts through, and it actually deals a dissipating damage to this ghost. But otherwise, it still seems to be a potential threat here on the train.
Okay.
I'm going to get that dagger out that made me feel hot and weird.
Nice.
And I want to see if I think it has properties that would allow it to, like, move beyond the ghost. Like, beyond our veil. Like, through the veil.
Sure, you want to try to slice at the ghost with it to see if it works?
I'm going to try to attune first.
Okay.
'Cause I'm not going to
So you're
get
going to
close
use
enough
attune.
to see.
So you're just you're checking, not actually trying to attack.
Yeah.
You got a 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can feel that this thing has enough energy and force that it could. A ghost is no problem.
Okay. I slice at it with my prowl or finesse would be more appropriate. Finesse.
I mean, I feel as long as you can describe it, I'm fine with whatever you choose to do.
yeah,
I think
blending in almost entirely to the background
Yeah.
in my every person look. I like shuffle.
So you want to try to get like a
slowly.
backstab on
Yep.
it with that? Yeah. Okay.
And
Sneak
then-
up while it's distracted
Alright.
by me.
All right.
Yep.
So you
Here's my
got
prowl.
you. Oh yeah, you have to roll your prowl at this point. I feel.
4.
A 4.
Yep.
All right, so you do stab at it, but this is not a new weapon for you to wield, unlike the captain's sword.
Or it is a new weapon, you mean? For me to wield.
This is a new weapon as opposed to an old hat, right?
Right.
You can feel the shock of that stabbing writhe through you. I'm going to need you to do a resolve resistance against a potential
one
2
resolve.
strength damage.
Okay, I only have one resolve die. And I've rolled a 3.
Okay, so you took this 6 value issue and brought it down to a 3. I would argue you can take the 2 and bring it down to a 1.
Okay.
You are now, like...
Arm went like numb from...
Or like maybe
It's
my
not
vision or
a numbness,
something.
it's like you have like a fervor, right?
Fervor.
You feel like you have to attack again.
All right.
And that is overwhelming and might become dangerous.
I'm gonna
if
fucking
unchecked.
do it, I
All right.
guess.
You're feeling like
Right?
itchy, like, oh.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a 1 damage, 1 harm.
You have a V-neck emote, nice.
What?
The veil has been broken.
I mean,
All right,
Oh,
so
that's
you
it.
you did you did make a successful
If you're
attack.
not even wearing.
Yeah.
All right.
okay, I did make, okay. But I have a 1 harm.
You have a 1 harm
Got it.
that is like
Fervor.
it's like a edgy fervorness. Yeah.
Do they mean?
Yeah.
Twitchy. I never
You're
get
twitchy.
twitchy.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So I've been running along now.
Okay.
So like I'm at probably the base of the contraption.
Okay.
Do I see an option, a way to like rapidly ascend?
I mean, you're welcome to attempt an action roll to ascend.
Like, could I make a devil's bargain
Sure.
to take a level 1 harm to make a rapid ascent?
I will, based off of your result, I will tell you what the Devil's Bargain does, but it does give you an extra die in your, I assume, prowl. I don't know what you're using to get up there.
I mean, I would almost certainly use prowl, but I don't know. I think I'd rather just use the stress then for an extra die.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
2 stress for
know
an
the
extra
bargain.
die.
I
To
mean.
it,
Yeah, yeah.
You could take a devil's bargain. That'd be fun.
But if
You
I don't
did
even know
open
what the
this can of
devil's
worms.
bargain is,
You don't.
'cause that's
yeah.
supposed to be
but
the,
It's a
Bob.
devil's bargain. You
The
don't
Devil's
know
Bargain.
what it
The Devil's
is.
Bargain
Bob
is
is the
something.
devil.
Here's the Devil's Bargain I'll give you. You're trying to climb rapidly. If you get to use the Devil's Bargain,
Well,
but
like,
you're gonna have
is there
like
something where like I can like cut a rope and like pull the
yeah like the weight of a crate going up that's almost up there pulls you all the way up. You can do that, but the men who are trying to secure that crate and get it loaded are going to cause you problems when you get up there.
Oh, yeah, see, I don't like that. I'm just hoping for like a minor injury. Like,
This is
bargain
a
was gonna be
devil's
like,
bargain.
I
You
gave
can't-
my,
no,
I gave
no,
my-
this is
Devil's
a
bargains
devil's
are not
bargain.
usually injuries. They're usually something you have gets fucked.
Then I'll burn the stress.
All right.
And
Yeah, you
I'll-
guys aren't too stressed
what if
out so far.
If we were to
which is
help
good.
him, like if we use burglary gear, maybe he has like a rope in it, and we throw a rope down for her.
You could aid, absolutely. If you're already up there, you could aid,
I was
and
trying to
then
use the
you take 1
setup.
stress to give an extra die, as opposed to him taking 2 stress to take it
I was
off.
trying to use the set up action. There's like a different thing.
Oh yeah, I saw that on our teamwork section.
Where did it
You can
go?
assist a teammate, lead a group action, protect
Does
your
it say what
teammate, or
page that's
set
on?
up a teammate. No, it has no page number.
Set up an area here with your action. You can achieve it with any team members with +1 effect to improve position. So yeah, you're in a what I would argue to get up there. It's kind of risky. Right?
Yeah. Well, especially to get up there quickly.
You're not in any way, shape, or control. In fact, actually, I would almost argue to do this. That's a desperate action because you're trying to get up there fast, whereas it's just risky to climb up the wet rope. Is that fair? So if you do it, you need to hit a 6 to get up there quickly.
But if I help set up, then it gets +1 effect level.
Yeah, I would agree. And I think So you're taking an action to try to get him up because you saw him running towards it, or her up?
Yeah.
Because you saw her running towards it?
Yeah.
If that's the case, I'm fine with that. That's a, quote, flashback but in the now. So
I mean, I could just do it now. I could.
yeah,
just
you're
go.
setting up
Oh.
a specific rope that you're going to then try to pull them up with, in which case that sounds like you're assisting.
So maybe
And
I'm
it's
supposed to
stressful
roll like.
for you to assist to haul them up, but you're trying to pull up the rope while he's...
Well, maybe it's like I roll my own check, like
Stop misgendering
I know.
me, Bob.
Yeah.
whatever. You misgendered Brad all the time.
I misgender people all the time. I'm so
Did
bad
I?
at it.
Yeah,
Oh.
you did.
No
I
one's
feel
misgendered
bad.
Echo so far.
That's not true.
Just
Wesley
address
called
me
you
directly.
she.
Oh, well, he made an assumption.
She
could
made-
be right.
she
He
made
doesn't
an
know.
assumption.
Like maybe I would use Tinker to tie the rope to the.
Difficult to misgender.
Okay, I'm going back to the game.
That's true.
Bob.
Impossible, actually.
Shush. Maybe I would
So you're
use
going to tinker
Tinker
something...
to tie the rope to attach it to something at the top.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like give me a fresh, clean rope or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe it's not as desperate. It's more risky.
Well, then I think that
Well, there are
I mean,
like
desperate is
I think
good.
that's how the setup works different than
But
the
it's
assist.
okay.
Is like
Or, I
someone
don't know,
does a
whichever
different
one's worse.
action and if
Risky
they
is less.
succeed, then
So it's not desperate, it's risky.
Yeah, controlled is like you're
Right.
on top of it.
It's certainly not controlled.
Right.
I agree with that.
But it might be controlled for aura.
Ah.
And
Right,
that's
I controlled for her to bring it to
the
a risky
thing
for
is
you.
that
Yes.
I feel it's risky for her because there's a fucking terrifying ass ghost up there
yeah.
while she's trying to get this rigging set up. So I would argue
Well,
it's
she
all
should be
equally
loading
risky.
the
Can
gold.
can
I thought
Sasha
we were
communicate
done
with the
loading.
ghost
I don't
that
know.
she's holding?
I don't know,
It's
Sasha.
Sasha.
How can you communicate with ghosts?
The one that you're holding.
I
Like,
have
can
one in
you
my body right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you communicate with her?
Adrian, I
I
would
try.
argue desperate is better for you.
She might. I mean, I guess she's a newbie ghost.
'Cause it
so
gets
she
you
doesn't know anything
experience.
about this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not like that matters.
Yeah, if we were not doing the one shot, I would agree with you more.
Would you? Who agrees with Bob?
Yeah.
But Ramira.
Everyone.
Ramira could try to get more experience.
And looks super awesome doing it.
Technically, you guys have means to get experience. We can figure that out.
Yeah.
Like every one of you has your own little way to
Oh, really?
get better at yourselves. Yeah.
Oh.
So,
So yeah, I'll do.
Oh,
well,
I just addressed
So
a
do I
challenge
get
with
to if I
violence or
use like
coercion.
burglary
Yes,
gear?
yeah, exactly.
Can I add a
Check.
die
Yes, you can add a die for what you're doing to.
to tie a rope that I'll throw down to her
Okay.
and anchor it something? I don't know, like
A V-neck a moment. Why do we want that as an emo?
I got a 5.
We don't.
I got a 5
Or got a 5.
to tie the rope.
I just checked one of these boxes.
Oh man.
So I would say that's a pretty well tied rope. Not the best, but pretty good.
All right.
Hopefully you see me doing that.
okay. So, I've been set up. So I've got my 2 for my prowl.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking my own stress.
Okay.
What does that give me?
She, by setting up, gives you a +1 effect or an improved
So I think
position.
it's like a +1 to your score.
So you have a better.
So you can't critically fail.
Yeah, you have a,
Is
you're
this
in a
a +1
better
in my roll?
position because
think
it's
so.
now controlled instead of risky or something like that, or it's risky instead of desperate, right?
Right, so what's that mean mechanically? You know,
It means that
do I roll an extra die?
your
+1?
penalties are going to be less
Okay.
if you fail. So you're getting 3 dice.
3 dice.
Yes.
Okay. That is a 5.
A 5? All right, so you do make it up to the top. But there is one man there ready to fucking just fight your ass because he was
I mean, am I
hauling-
right there?
You're also up there, yeah. So both of you guys are going to get tangled into this shit.
Okay.
There's one dude up there who was like, he had almost gotten that crate up here. And
Like
he
a
was,
human from another
But we didn't do the whole
faction?
cut of like she dropped me a different rope, right? So we're not like interfering with anybody else's loading operations.
My bad. I'm
I still think you're a terrorist.
Yeah.
Don't
You
give him
probably,
ideas,
probably
Wes.
summoned
Just
the
killed a
ghost
bunch
as far
of
as he
cops.
knows.
I mean, if there was a guy standing at the top of the door or whatever between me and Ramira, I'm just gonna push him out.
Well, that would. I
With
mean, that would
wreck.
take
Yeah.
a skirmish, probably.
No, I'm gonna wreck him so I can do my so I can use my saboteur ability. No one's gonna know that I pushed him out. I'm just
I
like,
think-
I think
I'm
wreck
sorry.
is to an object or an item.
Yeah.
Skirmish is to a person. That's
Can
the
I use
difference between
finesse
the two.
then? I don't have
His
skirmish.
face. is an
Finesse would
object.
let you maybe like pick his pocket.
Quit
No, you can
objectifying
definitely
men.
use finesse to.
Such a
Employ subtle
Militant
misdirection,
feminist.
sleight of hand, handle vehicle or mount.
You're
That's
not so
finesse.
wrong, dude.
and I don't disagree with you.
Prowl would be where you would want to like get in a good position to trip his ass up or something, right? I can't tell you that's this kind of check. That's the way this game plays. You have to tell me I want to do this action to that.
I'm
So
talking
you're
about
welcome. You're welcome as long as you can tell me that finesse is how you're able to push this guy.
What's going on?
Is part of wreck. You could try to overwhelm an enemy with sheer force in battle. How
A
could that
place,
not be
item,
pushing
or
them
obstacle
out?
with savage force. Wreck is like blowing up a door, or kicking.
It fucking says right here.
It says enemy.
Oh, it does say enemy.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like
sorry.
the
I don't.
other
And then in
Violent.
parentheses,
Mycliffe-
but skirmish might be better.
Yeah.
I mean,
But they do that on all their
Right, no, they do.
Right,
Yeah,
and
it
I
is.
I feel
It's
skirmish is
difficult.
more
I
to
wish
a
we
per.
could do
Like,
that.
what are you doing with wreck to specifically
I'm
toss
pushing
this
him.
guy?
Like, this is just
That
like
is
body
not-
checking.
Wrecking.
yeah.
That
You'd
is
have to-
not
you'd have to
wreck.
throw
Wreck is
something
like
at him.
you're building a bomb to explode a wall. Wreck is like you're kicking a door open.
Okay, fine. Then I don't do it. I don't have any skirmish, Bob.
Or just use
You
something
can
really
use
heavy.
skirmish, but you're only going to get a 5. You're not going to get a 6.
No, if you don't have anything in it, you have to push yourself to get something to roll. So she'd have to take the 2 stress.
Bob was saying earlier that you can still just roll on
You
it.
can
just
roll,
can't
you just
get
can't
a
get a
6.
6. That's what
I
it
swear I read that actions can be done if you don't have them, but they're
Because you
you're
can- because you
limited.
can always take
You
stress.
can never succeed.
No, it's well,
You
you're also
have to
limited,
take
but
the
you can
stress.
always take stress to roll in something you don't.
Oh, you have to take the stress to roll in
Yeah.
it if you don't have
Oh,
it.
okay. My bad. So you can take stress and roll in something you don't have. I just do not. The way I understood what wreck is you
I mean,
using apparatuses to specifically sabotage something.
Yes, but you also said it could be whatever I wanted it to be, and that's what I wanted.
You have to. Yes, you're declaring.
I mean,
Yeah.
for
What's
real
Rex
though. I
saying,
mean,
though?
but if you don't want to, then I
There
just
should
won't
be
do
a
it. Then
section
someone
on
else can do it. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You-
I
then
feel
you
like
can
wreck
fire
is,
him.
is trying to breach a
so
defense.
she threw
or
down a
something.
rope and helped me climb up. I climbed
Yeah,
up on my
we'll
5.
just
So
disregard this for the story. Too.
so we didn't. So we still have a negative, but like we didn't interfere with somebody else's loading operations.
Right.
So what's the negative we have to deal with?
He recognizes you as the person who initially
Right.
shot at the
So
crate
he sees
and
my
shot
rifle.
again, and he's like, wait, and he's getting all up in your face.
Yeah. We're killing ghosts here, man. Good God, do you not see it? Do you not feel it?
But there were men down there who you just killed.
Allison.
I was shooting at the ghost. They were
probably need it.
unfortunate cat. They were blue coats, sir. Wait, is he a blue coat?
He's not blue.
They were blue coats.
Good to check this.
Yeah, he doesn't look like a blue coat. He's just one of the other workers.
Hell,
quote
it will
unquote.
help us all better.
You know what would help is if this crate down there gets up here.
Sasha! I hate to ask you to do physical labor again,
if you hate
but
it
I'm
so
going
much.
to keep doing it.
I know-
Help this man get this crate up so we can get on their tracks.
Sasha's
See, now I became Irish. Allison said it enough. I
No,
just
now I
turned
thought you
Irish.
were like Indian.
Yeah, I thought you were Indian for a while.
Yeah.
Wait, Indian?
Yeah, like
Oh.
of India.
Like from
What do you-
India?
Yeah, I totally
You
thought
can
you were
have
Indian.
it.
I don't feel
All
like
right,
that was
so-
ever part of my what I was going for. So
Almost the entire time I thought you were
While
Indian.
you're then deciding either how to deal with
Maybe he's only Nepalese.
Ramira in the future,
mean old?
or how to
Kashmir.
deal with the current situation you're in, there is
Kashmir, you
still
speak
a
Kashmir,
ghost,
Yeah.
a freakish, crazy ghost
Yeah.
spinning around in there.
I'm gonna try to stab it again.
All right.
My hot dagger that makes me feel hot and uncomfortable.
Do you want
your
to push
ethnic
it?
ambiguity
I'm prowling.
and
That's
gender ambiguity
Yes.
have always been steamy hot.
Would you
for me.
argue?
Wait,
Would you
what?
argue?
Right.
Would you argue that with your frantic now must stab again, that you're kind of in a desperate position? You're not really.
yeah, I think
okay.
I am.
All right.
Should I not use prowl?
You can use whatever
Okay.
you want.
I am
Apparently.
definitely desperate.
Prowl does say that you can use it to ambush someone. So
Yeah, that's definitely what I'm gonna
yes.
try to do. Ah, 3.
you got a 3. All right. So you You strike at it, and in your frantic slashing about, you totally miss it. But the action, because it didn't make a connection, has just amplified your desire to have like hunger with this weapon.
You
right?
want to
Is that
eat
my
this
second?
weapon.
It's
Weapon
not.
hunger.
It's not.
Harm?
Eat, it's like a must consume kind of
Okay.
thing. Of the
It's not
weapons
another
there.
harm, but
it
it's
is
like
absolutely another harm.
okay. I have 2 harms.
So
2
you have to
first
do
level
a
harms.
resolve resistance against this to potentially lower it or raise it.
2.
So this is gonna. This will still be a level 2 harm, and in this case, you are now. You're physically exhibiting like feverish symptoms, right? Like your nose is dripping, your eyes are running, yeah.
Okay.
You're reddened to the skin, if that can be done on your character.
Yeah, sure. Does this replace my first level harm?
No.
Or
No,
it's
this is
stacked?
a new second. You have so at this point you have.
Somebody might want to try to help me at this point.
You're getting there.
What I'm gonna do is say,
Why did you do that?
Echo, get out of here. Go take some drugs or something. Let a professional deal with the ghosts.
And I will strike out at the ghost.
Okay, all right.
And
Do you like
I don't
drugs?
know rules well specifically, but it says for my Ghost Fighter ability that I gain potency when attacking ghosts. I don't know.
Yeah,
what that
yeah.
means.
Trust me, I've put
Okay.
that into play. Don't worry about that.
Good. All right. So I attack it again, and try and separate it, like almost like grappling. Try and push it away from Echo.
Okay,
That's a 6.
you got a 6. All right, your movement to try to adjust this ghost off of Echo. You are still wielding your ghost sword, and while you grapple at it, the sword does another strike, whether you intended it or not. You got lucky, and the ghost just kind of shatters and dissipates.
Nice.
It's totally gone.
Now give me that, and I grab the dagger.
You grab the dagger.
Because apparently that's what's causing her troubles.
It is.
All right.
I'm gonna need that back later.
Go get high, and we'll talk about it.
That's a good plan.
And I stash it away.
All right. All right. So we all have things stashed, collected.
Yeah.
We have our cargo on the train.
Yeah, somehow
Not
that
left in
worked
the
out.
Deadlands to get picked up.
Right.
The train it looks like they're ready to go, and while the train is getting ready to head back into town, you see many more men trying to get on board. The rain stops.
Okay.
Just, natural rain has faded out.
As rain does.
And you see down below, anyone who's still down in the grounds below is caught up in like a noxious cloud that the rain had been repressing. You're familiar with these appearing in the Deadlands. You might have heard about them. This is a eerie presence in the Ghostland, and you just watch as anyone in there is just like losing their minds, terrified. They're like pulling at their skin. They're like falling down on the ground, comatose. It just does not look good.
We call it the ghost gas.
The ghost farts.
I go over to the guy who I interacted with as I came up.
Uh-huh.
I clap my hand on his shoulder. And it's a good thing that no one down there is here to tell the tale of what happened. It's a very good thing that the only people who were hurt today were bluecoats and people too stupid to make the right decisions.
While you pointedly still have your arm
Yeah.
on his hand on his shoulder, just applying a little bit of pressure towards the edge.
True. We made it out. I think this is a better result than anything else. Thank you. And he's trying to step away from the edge of the train.
Friend, what do you do for a living?
Normally, I move goods at the docks. I haul. I I move things around, lorries, carts, whatever. I work the docks.
I tell you what, if you're smart enough to keep your mouth shut, and you're willing to work, come by 6 Towers. Ask around. You might find some good work.
I
The mayor just wants an
will
intern.
remember. I don't find myself in the 6 Towers too often, but I will, I guess, go there later.
At this point, I walk up and say, "Neither do we," and like direct you away from him.
What's up?
Is the cargo we got in a separate car?
No, it's all on the.
It's on the same
this is
car?
like a. This is kind of a weird, like, they had one engine to pull the car out and then another engine to pull it back. There's not a lot of room to bring.
So everyone's just hanging out with their
Yeah,
own cargo.
it's like
I was
basically
gonna try
anyone who made it-
to
who made
open
it with
someone else's
cargo.
but not if it's like exposed.
No, it's
fine.
like everyone is watching their own shit, and clearly not everyone made it back out.
Right.
You know, you guys are one of the few
Oh, well.
gangs that probably came out with everyone who went in.
Can we look around for unattended cargo that was loaded, but its
Ooh,
owners
yeah.
didn't arrive?
Could I maybe hunt
Yeah.
for that?
Pushing
From
here.
what you're seeing on the train ride back, it looks like everyone has eyes on the packages that they
Yeah.
went to claim.
At least
Okay.
one person.
And
for
on the
every
plus
package.
side, nobody's asking for a cut, right? Nobody's up here
Yeah,
saying,
got
we killed all
something.
those blue coats.
all right, you
All
guys
right.
made it out just
Well,
fine.
to be sure, I am casually sitting on one of our crates with my feet up on the other one and my sword displayed.
True, and they,
prominently.
for everyone who's on this rail, they recognize you guys were the ones who took out a ghost. None of them had the means or apparatus to do so.
Of course not.
So this train rides back into town. As part of your earlier plan, you had your boat ready
Yep.
to just grab the goods you got. You know you have a fence with the sentry for the copper wire.
The Sentinel, but yes.
The Sentinel, sorry. And you have a ghost that needs to be
Yeah. And I've got boats.
delivered.
Smuggled.
Smuggled, yeah.
I've got gold bars in my jacket.
Yeah, I got some gold bars.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, that's right. That's what that is. Ask
You're-
again.
You're telling me you don't know what gold is.
So
It's just the protrusions coming from the body.
They're like,
other people who made it, the word has gotten around that there was a group out there that blew up some blue coats. So you guys have a little bit of heat from, there's enough knowledge to know you guys are in 6 Towers. There's enough knowledge.
yeah, someone
to,
blabbed that.
yeah.
right out.
There's enough knowledge. So you have
6 Towers is a big place.
You have at least, I would argue you have 2 heat with the blue coats, so you guys kind of have to lay low and or avoid 6 Towers. It's up
I
to
have
you.
my
We have a
own
boat. The
little
boat
hovel.
moves around.
Codes that saw us even know.
The boat moves around.
I have my own
Why
little
take
hovel
risks?
in the night market, so
Nice.
I live in White Crown.
yeah.
I know where some of you
I mean,
live,
it
not all of
specifically
you.
said like our hideout's not good enough yet that we live there.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
That's
So,
also
but,
true.
and to be fair, you don't really have like a safe to stash your goods. You have
Yeah, I would
you
im-
could bring your goods up to your tower spot, but someone else could come while you're not watching it and grab it, right?
No, I would immediately
So-
go to the place in the night market that's like the hub and like sell them the Black Lotus.
Oh, try to sell, but
It's in the book.
yeah. No, night
For the
market's
gold
got,
bars,
Night market is actually a pretty well-to-do part of town, for what
Medium,
it's
yeah.
worth. It's got a lot of
But they have a drug
wealth,
lord.
but it also has a lot of like, you go there to get weird shit. You go there to traffic in strange stuff. And night market is where the train station itself is, so it's not too far
yeah.
from where you guys pulled in. Heat is just something you have to deal with in downtime. No one, it wasn't really anything, but it's just you start to notice more of these blue coats making patrol rounds in 6 Towers over the next couple days while you're trying to fence off your goods. I don't know. Do we want to play downtime, or do we want to wrap this up, or do we want to see what happens? I mean,
It's past 10. We probably want to wrap up
for
now.
tonight,
Yeah.
and then do some downtime stuff next time.
Yep.
Next week? It'd
Well,
have to be
next
next
week.
week, because otherwise Leander will be gone the week after that.
Yeah.
we're all itching for more.
This was
of
fun.
This.
I
I
think
play
it'd be
next
fun
week.
to experience the
The
other
other
side,
half.
The other
Yeah,
half of
yeah.
the game. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it would be setups for how you get your next
Right.
missions.
More roleplay stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's something we can do next week, and or, maybe it snows.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Snows.
Right on then.
It would.
Yeah. Thanks for
right.
coming by,
Thanks.
everyone. We appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
We always love people hanging out with us. And
Indeed, indeed. This will be up on the podcast shortly. So anybody who's listening to it on the podcast,
It's up right
yeah,
now.
it's up right now.
It's
You're
up right-
listening to it.
You've made it to the end.
Be sure
made
to
it
check
to
us
the
out when we stream over on Twitch, twitch.tv/MHGameGuys.
Mhm.
Every other
Roughly
Tuesday night.
every other Tuesday, sometimes back-to-back Tuesdays. But definitely follow us over on Twitter, /MHDD underscore
It's
pod.
at
At
MHDD
MHDD underscore
Yeah.
pod. Thank you. I'm tired.
It's all right. It's how Twitter works.
It's actually, because for the podcast, everybody who's streaming knows we're already there. But follow us over on Twitter at MHDD underscore pod. We tweet when we're going to be doing streams. They are always on Tuesdays, however. So, just keep some Tuesday availability open to catch a stream here and there. Otherwise, keep downloading on the podcast. And thanks for listening/watching. As always, I've been your host, Adrian.
We doing it?
Oh, yeah,
I'm
I guess-
Clue.
Yeah, that's for the wrong podcast.
Yeah, we don't
That
do
is the
that.
wrong
We don't do
podcast.
that.
we don't
here.
do
Don't
that
do that.
here. We don't do that.
I'm Clue. I'm doing it.
It's me, Wes.
It's Leander.
And I
It
was
was
playing
Alice
DM,
Bob.
Bob.
Is my hair all messed
Thanks
up?
for coming
Bye,
by,
everybody.
Very
Bye.
cute.
No,
Bye.
there's photographic evidence of my hair being messed up.
For those of you
How
who
dare
are
you.
kicking it with us in the
How
stream,
dare
thanks
you.
again for coming out. We
Yep, stream's
appreciate
still going.
the few bits we got.
Yeah.
Tuppence, I
Thanks,
appreciate
Ofer.
that.
Yeah,
Bits.
over.
Yes, thanks,
and
Bob.
of course, in the future for Dungeon Delvers, we have potentially this game continued. We also have Fiasco coming up, and then we're gonna have sometimes where we start working on Leander's campaign.
Character building.
So we're gonna have some character building nights. We're gonna have some
Campaign
maybe
stuff,
mini painting nights.
What?
Maybe.
Yeah. I do.
don't
I don't like to
know.
paint my minis, but I'll paint a mini picture of my character.
Stop getting so meta.
Ooh. So we got some other stuff coming up in the works
Yeah.
through November. Otherwise,
Yeah,
you guys
like
keep
'em
safe.
gray.
Thanks for coming
Yeah.
by.
And then
They're
Leander's
like
campaign will
tattoos.
start
I know,
in,
Lindsay was
in
giving me a
January.
hard
So
time.
at
I
the
was-
beginning
I was
of the
telling
actual
Lindsay,
campaign.
January.
So
If we.
you get to see my angry drunk bird.
Are you?
Are you gonna be? Oh, you're gonna be drunken master?
No, I'm not gonna be
Oh.
drunken master.
That
I thought that's what you
But
meant.
but you
but
have an
I'm
alcohol
gonna
problem?
be a monk who grew up in a secluded
You're a
monastery
friar is
experiencing
what
the
I'm
world.
what
Yeah,
I'm hearing.
so
You're a
You're
friar.
gonna meet my haughty, scaly ass.
Literally.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna like Dragonborn, but we'll see. We'll see. It's gonna be a fun
And then
campaign. We're looking forward
indignant
to it.
little halfling.
There's
Yeah,
a lot
my
of
man.
indignants. There's
My
a
man.
lot of indignants.
There's gonna be a lot of sideways looks.
I don't
in
know
this.
what you're
Thankfully-
talking about.
Thankfully, Allison will balance it all out.
We'll see. We'll see how we actually become a party.
Are you
yeah.
implying that I don't weigh enough to balance anything?
God.
Thanks everybody for watching. I'm gonna
It's gonna
close
be
this
a
down.
really
It's
good
getting out of
gag
control.
for your
All right.
character.
Oh, no, all the time.